bansa. Biyayaan mo po sila ng ginhawang nadarama nila sa kanilang puso, ang ginhawang mula sa katotohanan dahil sa kanila ay nasasagip mula sa kamatayan marami. Sa pagsasakripisyo nila ng panahon at pagkakataon na makapiling, mayakap at mapangalagaan ang kanilang pamilya para makapaglingkod sa lipunan at sa mga biktima ng COVID-19, pagkalooban mo po sila ng biyaya ng pangangalaga sa kanilang mga mahal sa buhay laban sa virus na kanila ring nilalabanan para sa iba. Sa hindi marapat at hindi makatarungang diskriminasyon na nararanasan ng marami sa kanila, pagkalooban mo po sila ng biyaya ng pangunawa sa kahinaan at kamalian ng iba at ng biyaya ng tibay ng loob na patuloy na maglingkod sa kabila nito at iba pang pagsubok. At sa marami sa kanila na nagbuwis ng buhay dahil sa pakikipaglaban sa COVID-19 pandemic, kupkupin mo po sila sa iyong kaharian at pawiin ang lungkot at pangungulila ng kanilang mga pamilya at kaibigan. Panginoong Diyos, basbasan mo ang mga COVID-19 frontliners upang hindi lamang sila patuloy na manguna sa amin sa pagsubok na ito, kung hindi patuloy rin silang maging huwaran namin sa pagiging bayani para sa iba at sa aming bayan. Gawaran mo po, Panginoong Diyos, ng iyong nadathalang pagpapala ang mga anak mong COVID-19 frontliners dahil sila ay tunay na daluyan ng iyong pagkalinga at pagmamahal sa amin. Amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Vice Chairman Mike Defensor.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes of the meeting, the hearings conducted on the 15th of June and the 17th of June, Mr. Chairman. I so
Second the
move.
motion.
It was moved and duly seconded to dispense with the reading of the minutes of June 15 and June 17 meetings and to approve the same. Hearing no objections, motion is approved.
Magandang hapon ulit. This is our 8th joint meeting with the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. Atin pong binabate ang mga membro ng Committee ng Legislative Franchises at lahat ng mga members na kasama natin ngayon sa plenaryo at sa Zoom. Atin pong i-record ang attendance sa mga members na kasama natin sa hapong ito. Comsec, paki-recognize po ang mga bisita at resource persons natin.
Okay. We want to recognize the presence of our guest this afternoon. From NTC, we have Commissioner Gamaliel Cordoba via Zoom. We have Deputy Commissioner Edgardo Cabarrios. From DOLE, we have Yusek Ana C. Deon, ECC Executive Director Estela Banawis, BLR Attorney Ramon Saurat III, BLR OIC Director Maria Consuelo Bacay, BWC Attorney Judalyn C. Aldecampo, Mr. Mark Abner Acosta, and Ms. Jean Orsolino. From NLRC, we have Attorney Pordy Perez. From DICT, we have Attorney Chad Morosco, Engineer George Tardio, Engineer Dominador Garabiles. From DOJ, we have ASEC Nicolas T. and State Counsel Charles Romulus Cambaliza. From PBA, we have Sarina Engracia and Noel Angela Padrones. From PCTA, we have Chairman Ralph Casino and President Joel Dabao. From PICTAP, we have Attorney Stanley Cabrera. From KBP, we have President Junik Dao. From ABS-CBN Supervisors Union, we have Mr. Raul De Asis. From ABS-CBN former employees, we have Mr. Joseph Ong, Noel Macatuno, and Mr. Elmer Evaristo. From OPM, we have President Ogie Alcacid, and from PAMI, we have Ms. June Torrejon Rufino. From ABS-CBN also, we have Mr. Martin Lopez, Chairman, Mr. Carlo Katigbak, President and CEO, Ms. Socorro Bidanes, COO for Broadcast, Mr. Raymond Miranda, Chief Strategy Officer, Attorney Enrique Quiazon, Corporate Secretary, Mr. Mark Nepomuceno, former Head of Corporate Services or current Head of Transformation, Ms. Ernilda Bayani, Head of Human Resources, Mr. Ricardo Tan, Group Head of Finance, Attorney Cherry Cruz, Legal Counsel, Attorney Cesar Poblador, Legal Counsel, Attorney Maxim Uy, Attorney Jose Bet Alonso, Attorney Francis Soberbinias, and Attorney Vladimir Del Rosario, Legal Counsels. We have also Mr. Jornely Bayonan confirming for former employees for labor issues. From Centro, we have also Mr. Benjamin Miguel Avero III. That's all. We have also Mr. Jobert Sucaldito via Zoom.
Maraming salamat, Comsec. Sa bahagi po ng Blue Ribbon Committee, binabati po natin ang ating mga Vice Chairman at members na narito sa plenaryo, gayon din sa mga kasama na natin via Zoom. Muli, tayo po ay mapapanood ng live streaming sa Facebook pages ng House of Representatives, pati po sa page po ng inyong Congressman Kuya Jose Antonio R.C. Alvarado.
Dalawa po ang items na nasa agenda natin ngayong hapon. Una po, yung alleged violation of the previous franchise of ABS-CBN, particularly po yung sa TV Plus at KBO. And alleged violation of ABS-CBN of labor laws. Bukod po sa mga taga-ABS-CBN, maaari po na tayong magtanong sa ating mga resource persons para sa mga issue na banggit.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Vice Chairman Defensor.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to raise a question of collective privilege, Mr. Chairman. Personal and collective privilege.
Okay, Chairman Defensor.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, alam niyo po itong usapin dito sa DG Box. Ito po ang pag-uusapan dito, yung violation. Kaya ko po ni-raise yung personal and collective privilege dahil sa patuloy nitong pag-ere. Kahit na po tapos ang prangkisa. Ang ibig ko sabihin, wag natin pag-usapan muna whether pro or against ka sa prangkisang ito. But the fact that it continues to air using the same frequency, Mr. Chairman, is not only a violation of the franchise, but it is a usurpation and infringement on the powers of Congress. Kapangyarihan natin, Mr. Chairman, kung tayo ay papayag. Nung ito po yung unang pinag-usapan sa NTC, ang sinabi ng NTC sa atin, sinabi natin sa NTC kung pwedeng patuloy nila na magkaroon ng provisional authority habang naghihiring tayo. Ngayon po, itinigil ng NTC, sinidio ang ABS-CBN. Ngayon naman naghihiring tayo, pinayagan naman niya yung paggamit ng ere, patuloy sa DG Box. Mr. Chairman, ako po'y nalilito sa sitwasyong to, pero ang malinaw sa akin, it is a violation of the powers of Congress. It is a violation of our constitutional mandate na tayo lang magbibigay ng prangkisa. Inuulit ko po, hindi po ang binabanggit ko ang violation ng paggamit ng DG Box. Ang binabanggit ko po ay yung natapos ng prangkisa at pinapayagan pa ng NTC na umere ang mga programa gamit ang DG Box. And NTC is there, Mr. Chairman. Whether we are for or against, it is not a question. Hindi po yung problema sa akin. Pero wag naman po nila apakan ang poder ng ating Kongreso at yung mandato ng ating saligang batas.
Vice Chairman,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Defensor, pasasagutin natin yung NTC mamaya, pero matapos na po ang presentation ng PICTAP at ng ABS-CBN kung sila ay may presentation ukol dito.
Mr. Chairman, I thank you for that, but it is a question of personal collective privilege. NTC is here. Ma-justify lang niya sa akin bakit niya pinapayagan, papayag po akong pagdiskasan. Kasi Mr. Chairman, tandaan ninyo, tayo mismo, Congressman Chicoy Alvarez, we wanted yung 6 months franchise. Sila po ang pumatay na sinabi lang mag-CDO. Ngayon naman nag-hearing tayo, pinayagan naman nila yung Digibox na gamit yung parehong prangkisa at yung parehong frequency sa area na yun. And NTC should answer that because it is not anymore whether we are for or against. Ang sinasabi ko dito, katulad din ng sinasabi ng iba, may batas tayo, may saligang batas tayo. Dapat sundin natin yan. If NTC could please reply, then I will hear them out. But if not, Mr. Chairman, I think, before we talk about violation, this in itself is a usurpation and infringement on the powers of Congress, Mr. Chairman.
Hearing suspended. Hearing resumed. Vice Chairman Defensor, puputulin ko po muna yung iyong pagtatanong sa NTC at kung iyo pong mamarapatin ay ibibigay ko ulit sa iyo yung pagkakataon pagkatapos ko pong magbigay ng ilang pahayag at paglalatag muli ng ilan sa ating mga rules na kailangan po nating sundin ngayong araw na ito.
Yes, Mr. Chair, go ahead. Again, the question of personal collective privilege will wait after your statement, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Vice Chairman Defensor. Dadako po tayo sa issue ng TV Plus o tinatawag na black box sa pagdinig na ito. Ayan nga po, hindi pa tayo nagsisimula ay mainit na ang mga tanungan. Kaya po sa lahat ng nanonood, sana po ay wag po muna kayo maglipat-lipat ng inyong mga channel sapagkat maganda po ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong hapong ito. Malalaman natin kung dapat po bang bigyan o hindi bigyan ng kapulungang ito ng prangkisa ang ABS-CBN sa kadahilanang ang kumpanyang ito ay may mga aligasyon ng paglabag sa alid tuntunin ng kanilang prangkisa nang mag-alok sila ng TV Plus nang may minsanang bayad at gayon din ang pag-aalok nila ng pay-per-view o PPV habang ginagamit nila sa pag-ere ang free-to-air signal na tinatawag o iginawad sa kanila ng pamahalaan ng walang anumang singil o walang anumang gastos. Sasagutin din natin kung ang pagbebenta ng TV Plus ay naaayon po sa batas. Malinaw na ayon sa NTC na ang TV Plus ay nabibilang sa Conditional Access System o CAS na hanggang sa ngayon ay wala pang policies, rules, and regulations mula sa pamahalaan. Hindi lamang po, sa kaalaman po ng lahat, para sa patas po na pagdinig, hindi lamang po ABS-CBN ang nagbenta o gumagamit ng CAS o ng Conditional Access System. Ang ibang stasyon rin po ay nag-aalok rin naman ng conditional access system kagaya po ng TV Plus. At sa pagdinig pong ito, papayagan rin po natin ang PICTAP o Federation of International Cable, Television and Communications Association of the Philippines upang ilahad sa pagdinig na ito ang kanilang reklamo laban sa ABS-CBN hinggil sa pagbebenta ng TV Plus at operasyon ng Kapamilya Box Office o KBO, ang channel kung saan nag-aalok ang ABS-CBN ng pay-per-view. In the spirit of fairness, bibigyan po natin ng pagkakataon ang mga kinatawan ng ABS-CBN, FICTAP, at Office of the Solicitor General. At ngayon po ay hiniling ni Vice Chairman Mike Defensor na pati ang NTC na magpahayag ng kani-kanilang presentasyon hinggil sa isyu ng paglabag sa prangkisa ng ABS-CBN gamit po ang TV Plus o ang black box pati po ang KBO o Kapamilya Box Office. Maraming salamat po. Vice Chairman Mike Defensor.
Again, Mr. Chair, yung pong pinupunto ko kanina, hindi po to for or against the debate on the franchise. Ang punto pong ito ay ang poder ng ating Kongreso, partikular ang Komite ng Legislative Franchise at ang kabuuan ng ating samahan sa Kongreso. Ito po'y infringement and encroachment ng powers ng ating Kongreso. Ang NTC po nandito. Nung tayo po'y nagsimula mag-hearing, sabi natin bigyan ng provisional franchise, hindi binigyan, isinara. Ngayon po nag-hearing na tayo, pinagamit ulit yung prangkisa, yung frequency mismo ginagamit para naman maglabas ng mga programa. Inuulit ko po, ito po ay batas at kailangang respetuhin ng NTC ang poder ng ating Kongreso at yung mga batas na pumapaloob sa pagbibigay ng prangkisa na tanging sa ating saligang batas, ang ating pong Kongreso ang may kapangyarihan. So Mr. Chair, with that, I hope that NTC can reply to my query and to act immediately on the personal and collective privilege that I have raised. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat, Vice Chairman Mike Defensor. Bago ko po kilalanin ng NTC, pagkatapos pong magbigay ng pahayag ng NTC ay papayagan ko po ang isang anti at isang pro na magtanong pa sa NTC. Pagkatapos po ay puputulin na po muna natin ang usaping ito upang bumalik na po tayo sa ating tamang listahan ng interpellators. Yes, Congressman Zarate.
Mr. Chair, thank you. I understand the position of the Congressman Defensor. But if I may suggest, Mr. Chair, after a short reply from the NTC, we will immediately go back to the agenda. At any rate, kasama ho sa agenda talaga yung usapin na yon at sasagutin ng NTC. Dahil po may nakalista naman tayong magtatanong talaga para po proper yung ating pag-proceed ng ating hearing, Mr. Chair. If I may suggest. No?
Maraming salamat po sa napakagandang suggestion, Congressman Zarate, pero nakapag-rule na po ang chairman na bibigyan ng tigisang magtatanong mula sa antay at isa sa pro at tingnan po natin kung hanggang saan mangyayari ang katanungan, pero bibigyan lang po natin sila ng tigisang tanong, Congressman Zarate.
We submit.
Maraming salamat po, Congressman Zarate. NTC, you're now recognized. Pakisagot po yung katanungan ni Vice Chairman Mike Defensor.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, Mr. Chairman, Chairman ng Franchise Committee at saka Chairman ng Good Government at sa lahat ng congressman at mga bisita na nandito ngayon sa ating hearing. Maraming salamat po sa inyong tanong, Congressman Defensor. Malinaw po ba? Naririnig niyo po ba ako?
Naririnig po kayo. Ipagpatuloy po
Okay.
ninyo, Commissioner Cordova.
Maraming salamat po. Actually, Your Honors, tama po si Congressman Mike Defensor na ang Channel 43 po na umi-air ngayon ay kasama po sa original na cease and desist order na inisyu po ng National Telecommunications Commission. Magbibigay lang po ako ng konting history para po maintindihan ninyo kasi medyo medyo technical. Ang Pilipinas po ay nag-adapt ng digital television noon pong 2013. Ang ating pong napili na technology ay yung Japanese Digital Technology or ISDBT po ang kanyang acronym. So ngayon po, pagka po kasi umere na ang digital TV, ay meron po mga tao na hindi makakapanood ng digital TV dahil po ang kanila pong mga television set sa bahay ay luma pa. Yun po yung mga analog TV sets. Kung hindi po ito digital ready at wala kang set-top box, ang tawag po doon sa black box, ang generic name po noon ay set-top box. Ibig po sabihin ay hindi mo po marireceive yung digital signal. So, ang nangyari po ngayon, lahat po ng may analog broadcaster, analog broadcasting, ay kailangan po silang umere kasabay nun ang digital TV. Ang tawag po doon ay simulcast. Para po yung mga tao na wala pang pambili o hindi pa ma-afford na makabili ng set-top box or ng digital ready TV, ay makakapanood pa rin po sa analog. Ngayon, binigyan naman po sila ng additional channel. Ito pong mga nasa channel sa nasa VHF, which is channels 2 to 13, lahat po sila ay binigyan ng katapat na digital channel sa UHF at doon po sila nagsa-simulcast ng digital TV. Okay. Ngayon po, ito pong channel 43 ay naka-assign po sa Amcara Broadcasting. Ang Amcara Broadcasting po ay sister company ng ABS-CBN. So, ang nangyari po, dito po sa Metro Manila, si ABS-CBN ay umi-air ng analog sa Channel 2 at umi-air po ng digital sa Channel 43 ng Amcara. Pinagamit po sa kanila ng Amcara, which is the sister company, para gamitin sa digital TV. Ngayon po, nag-issue po kami ng cease and desist order against ABS-CBN na wag na silang umere dahil po paso na ang kanilang franchise noong pong May 5, 2020. Kasama po dito dapat ang Channel 43 dahil yun po kasing kanilang provisional authority. Makapag-submit po kami ng kopya sa committee ay sinabi po doon sa aming provincial authority na ang digital TV ng ABS-CBN ay Channel 43. Sa madaling salita, yung pong pag-ere ng channel ng ABS-CBN ng digital TV sa Channel 43 ay kasama po sa CDO dahil ang franchise po na ginamit nila for that digital broadcasting ay yun pong ABS-CBN. So ngayon po, nung amin pong nalaman na ume-ere pa rin sila sa Channel 43 kahit po paso na ang kanilang franchise at kasama ito sa CDO na inisyo namin nung May 5, 2020, ay sumulat po kami sa Office of the Solicitor General. At dahil ang dahilan po nito kaya po kami sumulat is meron na po kasing usapin sa Supreme Court. Ito po ay pending na sa Supreme Court dahil kine-question po ng ABS-CBN ang inisyo namin na cease and desist order. We wanted to be more prudent, kaya po nagtanong po kami at humingi ng guidance sa Office of the Solicitor General. At ito pong guidance na ito ay natanggap po namin kaninang umaga lang po. Ang sabi po ng Office of the Solicitor General is, tama nga, kasama nga po ito, at pwede po kami mag-issue ng alias cease and desist order. Ngayon po ay tinignan po namin sa aming rules na wala po sa aming rules ang alias cease and desist order, but alam naman po namin na ang rules of court ay suppletory dito po sa aming rules. Kaya po ito ngayon, dahil kakatanggap lang po namin kayo ng umaga, ay inaaral na po ng aming legal department, at kung sakasakali pong okay naman po ang kanilang pag-aaral, ay we will issue forthwith yun pong kanilang, yung aming alias, cease and desist order. Pero, kapares po ng binanggit nyo kanina, sabi naman po ni Kong Mike Defensor, nandyan naman po ang ABS-CBN. Maaari po siguro niyang, just a suggestion, tanungin sa kanila kung willing ba silang isarado to without us issuing an alias cease and desist order, dahil kasama naman po ito sa original na cease and desist order na inisyo po namin noong May 5, 2020. Ayun lang po, maraming salamat.
Yes, Congressman Remulla.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask from our committee secretary, if Amcara Broadcasting has been transferred to ABS-CBN, if that company has been transferred to ABS-CBN?
Sir, as far as our records are concerned, only 10% of Amcara belongs to ABS-CBN.
So they have not gone to Congress for approval of any transfer of Amcara Broadcasting?
No, sir.
But what is the policy, Mr. Chairman, regarding the use of other franchises by other entities?
Pasagutin po natin ng NTC, Congressman Remulla. NTC?
Ayan, yan po. Naka-unmute na po. Actually, Your Honors, ito po kasi ay...
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to ask Mr. Cordoba to please make a clear picture of himself because I don't like the digital mapping on his face. Maybe we can have a better, normal picture of him.
Commissioner Cordova, pwede niyo po bang pakitanggal yung ano po ninyo? Yung ano ba tawag dyan? Yung parang virtual na picture sa likod nyo? Kasi kumukulay po sa mukha po nyo at saka sa damit ninyo.
Sige po. Sandali lang po.
Commissioner Cordova, pwede po bang, ayan, okay na po.
Yan, okay na po. Okay na po, malinaw na po ba?
Mr. Cordoba, Mr. Chairman, ang tanong ko lang ngayon, meron na bang transfer ang Congress sa franchise ng Amcara to ABS-CBN?
I have to check that, Your Honors. Hindi ko lang po alam kung ilang percent po ang napunta sa ABS-CBN. We have to check our records. Ang alam
Well,
ko
there's
po,
a 10% transfer so far, which does not necessitate.
ng company basta po lumampas dun sa may threshold po siya, I think it's 40%, ay kailangan po siyang bumalik sa Kongreso para po humingi po ng paalam.
Pero ang ginagamit ngayon ng ABS-CBN, yung Amcara, usufruct yan, di ba? Usufruct.
Actually, Your Honors, ano po, ang ginagamit po ng ABS-CBN ay hindi po yung franchise ng Amcara. Ang ginagamit po ng ABS-CBN is yung pong frequency ng Amcara. Para pong nag-agree po silang dalawa dahil sila man ay related parties na ipagamit muna sa ABS-CBN yun pong kanilang UHF channel, which is channel 43, para po makapag-ere ito ng digital
Okay, let's now.
television.
Mr. Chairman, ang aking talong lang dito kasi, ang digital box, yan po yung TV Plus. Tama ho, no, Mr. Cordoba, no?
Ganito po yun.
Hindi na, tinatanong ko lang sa'yo. Yes or no lang. Yung TV Plus, yan ang digital platform. Yan ang nagpapasok ng digital signal sa television.
Sa analog television.
Sa
Correct
analog
po yun.
television. Or even with other televisions, basta may TV Plus, pumapasok ang digital transmission. Tama ba
Correct
ho yun?
po, correct.
Okay. Ang sabi po sa provisional authority na binigay nyo sa ABS-CBN noong May 2019,
Yes.
ay yung provisional authority, pinapayagan nyo sila mag-broadcast ng digital at ginagamit na ang Channel 43 at doon ang sabi, yan pong broadcast na yan ay nakatuon sa buhay ng prangkisa ng ABS-CBN. Tama ba ho yun?
Correct po. Malinaw po yan sa provisional authority, Your Honor.
Ang ibig sabihin, lahat ng broadcast ng ABS-CBN sa TV Plus ay nanggagaling sa prangkisa na 7966, Republic Act 7966, na ngayon ay expired na.
Tama po kayo, Your Honor.
Ngayon, ang tanong ko, bakit ho pinapayagan ng NTC mag-operate ang TV Plus kahit na ito ay expired na ang prangkisa ng ABS-CBN at yung programming na pinapasok nila ron, yung teleradyo, yung kanilang news and public affairs, yung kanilang mga laman ng kanilang mga entertainment, ay binobroadcast pa rin over the digital signal. Anong prangkisa ang ginagamit ng ABS-CBN dito?
Actually, Your Honors, tama ka. Dapat po ay hindi po nila ginagawa yun, Your Honors, dahil po yung pong ABS-CBN franchise na binanggit ninyo ay expired na. At yung
So,
pong
tinotolerate
pag-ere
lang po ng
digital
NTC yung ginagawa ng
broadcast
ABS-CBN?
doon, ay ano po yun, mali po yung ginagawa nila. That is a violation po of the CDO.
So, violation po ng CDO ang ginagawa ng ABS-CBN sa pagpapatakbo ng TV Plus. Mr. Cordoba, am I correct there?
Correct po. Tama po.
Bakit hindi inaawat ng NTC yung pag-broadcast sa digital samantalang kayo naman ang nagbigay ng provisional authority sa ABS-CBN na mag-broadcast? Ba't hindi nyo po inaawat yan? Tinotolerate ba ng NTC yan?
Actually, Your Honors, hindi po. Ganito po, pagka-issue po kasi namin ng cease and desist order, ay after a few days po ay umakyat po agad ang ABS-CBN sa Korte Suprema. So lahat po ng aksyon namin, dahil po iniisip namin yung case na pending sa Supreme Court, ay ayaw po namin magkamali. Kaya po ang aming ginawa ay humingi po kami ng tulong sa Office of the Solicitor General, who is our statutory counsel. Dahil sila po
ito
ang
tanong ko sa iyo ngayon,
nag-represent sa amin sa Supreme Court.
Sandali lang, alam ko na, naintindihan ko yan. Abogado naman tayo
ayon
pareho
sa
eh.
kanila ang aming po maging aksyon.
Hindi, we're both lawyers here, no? Alam naman natin
Yes.
yan. Pag walang sinasabing TRO o Supreme Court, pwede kayong kumilos, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ba't hindi kayo kumilos?
Actually po, yan na nga po ang advice sa amin ng Office of the Solgen. Kaya po, mag-issue po kami ng alias cease and desist order, Your Honor.
Ano ang advice ng Solgen sa inyo? Pakisabi nga, in open session para malaman namin. Nakasulat ba yan? Ano sinabi ng Office of the
Kukunin ko lang.
Solicitor General?
We will also submit a copy, Your Honors. Yun po bang pinakadulo na lang? Nonetheless, given the circumstances, including the Supreme Court's resolution dated June 23, 2020, in the Republic's co-warrant of petition, the Supreme Court's pronouncements that ABS-CBN petition will be resolved by July 13, 2020, and the continuing hearing of the House Committee on Legislative Franchise, the NTC may first issue an alias CDO. If and when ABS-CBN still continue to broadcast through Channel 43, the NTC may avail itself of effective means to stop such broadcast. Ayun po ang nakasulat dun sa last paragraph po ng...
Hindi naman kayo inaawat ha? Inaawat ba kayo dyan? Wala namang awat ako nakikita dyan ha?
Hindi po. Ngayon lang po kasing umaga dumating, Your Honor. Yun pong sulat ng...
So the past 8 weeks, after you issue the CDO, iniintay nyo lang yung pagkakataon na tanongin namin kayo. Bali by tolerance, within your power, you made it your job to allow ABS-CBN to operate without a franchise.
Actually, Your Honors, dati pa po namin na itanong to sa Solgen. I think they were still considering it po dahil pinag-aaralan po nila kung anong maging epekto po nito sa
Mr.
Supreme
Chairman,
Court,
I
sa
believe
pending
that
case po
we
sa
already
Supreme
found a ground for this committee to file a case with the Ombudsman against Commissioner Cordoba because he has willfully disobeyed the power of Congress to issue franchises and allowing an entity to operate without a franchise and earn money at the same time. Mr. Chairman, I looked at, this is considered ultra vires on the part of the NTC. Tinignan ko po, Mr. Chairman, ang palabas sa TV Plus. Ang nakakagulat lang po, ang nabihong advertisement. Kumikita sila ng pera, gumagana sila ng napakalaki, pero wala silang prangkisa. At ito po ay tinorelate, 8 weeks na po yan, mula na nagsimula na hindi po tumitigil ang ABS-CBN sa pag-ooperate po ng TV Plus. So, because they have committed an ultra vires act, we have a ripe case for the Ombudsman, Mr. Chairman.
Maraming salamat po, Congressman Boying Remulla, isa sa ating mga senior vice chairman dito sa ating committee. At yan pong iyong statement na ginamit ay sinusulat na ngayon ng ating committee secretary at gagamitin natin sa pagtamang araw ng pagdinig pagka po ang didinggin na natin na yung usapin tungkol sa NTC at sa Solgen. Vice Chairman Remulla.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman. Ang susunod na tanong ko na lang po kay Mr. Katigbak.
Sige po.
Yes, President Katigbak, narinig mo na yung usapan ngayon. Bale, wala hong authority ang ABS-CBN mag-broadcast over TV Plus, given the fact that your franchise has expired and TV Plus is but an extension of the franchise. Are you willing to cease and desist from continuing your broadcast over TV Plus while your franchise application is pending before this committee or while you have no franchise?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, siguro, if I may be allowed to point out that in the past, the NTC has permitted other companies whose franchises have expired but whose franchises are currently being deliberated on by Congress to continue po with their operations until such time as either the franchise application is approved or denied. So we would like permission po to ask for the same privilege to be extended sana to ABS in the spirit of fairness. But having said that, Mr. Chair, may I also point out, I have a copy here of the cease and desist order issued by the NTC to ABS-CBN, and I would just like to point out that there is, it's not indicated here that we are being asked to cease and desist from operating. The cease and desist order does not cover Channel 43. Wala po sa listahan ng cease and desist order yung Channel 43, and I think the COMSEC has a copy po of the cease and desist order. Number two, Mr. Chair, in July 12, 2019, the NTC po issued a provisional authority to Amcara Broadcasting Network, assigning Channel 43 to Amcara. So I think contrary to what the Commissioner pointed out earlier, while there was a point in time when Channel 43 was temporarily assigned to ABS, eventually ABS was assigned Channel 16 for digital, and Channel 43 was assigned to Amcara Broadcasting. Yung Amcara Broadcasting po is not owned by ABS. We don't have any ownership in Amcara today. The reason that we're using, the reason that you continue to see our channels on TV Plus is we have a block time arrangement po with Amcara. A block time arrangement po is a standard commercial agreement where a company is allowed to buy airtime from a duly licensed broadcaster and to air our programs.
So, gano'n kahaba yung block time arrangement nyo with Amcara, Mr. Chairman?
I'm sorry po.
Gano'n kahaba ang inyong block time arrangement with Amcara for the knowledge of this committee?
We normally do an annual renewal po. So it's normally a one-year block time arrangement.
Hindi, for the whole day, let's say today, what is your block time arrangement with Amcara?
It's a one-year block time arrangement po. We decide every year if they're willing to renew the block time agreement.
Mr. Chairman, again, I'd like to notify the committee that there is also another violation being committed by ABS-CBN in the sense that they are allowing the use of frac. They're using, or they're now engaging in the use of frac of another franchise, Mr. Chairman. And that use of frac has not been approved by the Committee on Franchises.
Mr.
The
Chair.
committee notes the statement of our beloved Vice Chairman Remulla at gagamitin po natin yung manifestation mo, lalong-lalo na sa paghatol ng ABS-CBN franchise.
Mr.
ABS-CBN, meron po ba kayong gusto pang sabihin?
Mr. Chair, if you just allow me just a quick statement po. A block time arrangement is not a use of frac. A block time arrangement is a standard commercial agreement that is quite common in the broadcasting industry. It's not just ABS that enters into block time agreements. There are many other broadcasters din po that have entered into such types of block time arrangements.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Congressman Remulla.
their franchise to broadcast has expired. And no amount of palusot will suffice para ho payagan natin na ituloy nila itong arrangement na to. Kasi nga, yung provisional authority ng ABS-CBN para mag-broadcast ng digital, ito po ay nag-expire na. Wala na po silang karapatan na mag-broadcast. Period. Yan po ang malinaw na sinasabi pag wala na pong frankisa ang isang kumpanya para po sa broadcasting. Ngayon, itong block time arrangement, ito po ay palusot lang to. Kasi po, ang nangyayari po, ginagamit pa rin nila yung public frequency to broadcast ABS-CBN content. And no amount of commercial arrangement ay pwede maging palusot para po sila ay makapag-broadcast ng legal. They are now conducting an illegal operation. For the past 8 weeks, their operation has been illegal, Mr. Chairman.
Maraming salamat, Congressman Remulla. Bago ko po kilalanin si Congressman Mike Defensor, tanungin muna natin ang NTC kung ano na ang ginagawa nila tungkol po sa arrangement. NTC, nandyan po ba kayo? Commissioner Cordova?
Yes, opo. Narinig niyo po ba ako?
Ano na pong hakbang ang ginawa ng NTC tungkol po sa arrangement ng ABS-CBN at ng Channel 43?
Your Honors, pwede po ba akong sumagot ng konti doon sa binanggit
Opo.
kanina?
Kinikilala po kayo?
Unang-una, kasama po sa cease and desist order, yun pong pag-ere po ng ABS-CBN under Channel 43. Doon po sa listahan ng aming cease and desist order, page, sa ikalawang pahina po, nandun po, TV stations 87-006, Channel 2. So noon pong binigyan ng digital TV si ABS-CBN Channel 2, ang kanila pong simulcast ay yung pong Channel 43. Nakalagay po yan dito sa case number din po na 87-006. Nakalagay po doon sa pahina na page 6 po. Wherefore, premises considered, it appearing that applicant is legally and financially qualified and that the proposed conversion from analog television service of Channel 2 to digital terrestrial television broadcasting system in Metro Manila is technically and economically feasible in the interest of public service. The Commission hereby approves the conversion from analog TV television service to digital terrestrial television broadcasting station of ABS-CBN Corporation using Channel 43 in Metro Manila. Under Republic Act 7966, valid until the effectivity of the said franchise. So, ang case number po nito ng pag-convert from analog to digital ay 87-006. Kaya po doon sa ating cease and desist order nakalagay po doon sa listahan ng mga CNDO ang 87-006 Channel 2 Quezon City, Metro Manila.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Vice Chairman Defensor.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kanina lang po, ako po'y papasalamat ako kay Congressman Boying at yung binanggit ni Congressman Sarate na pag-uusapan naman to in detail. Ang ating pong question of personal collective privilege ay yung binabanggit kanina na magmula nung nagkaroon ng pagsasara, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung pag-ere. Ngayon, sinabi naman po ni Commissioner Cordoba, pinaliwanag niya, sumulat sila sa Solgen. At sinasabi niya ngayon, meron na siyang pahintulot o pagkaklaro ng klarifikasyon sa Office of the Solicitor General na pwede na nilang isis and desist pa yung Channel 43. Ngayon, ang tanong ko po, hindi nyo na po kailangan mag-issue ng another issuance. Kailangan nyo lang po i-execute yung inyong cease and desist order previously issued because klaro dun sa binabanggit mo, kasama na yan doon sa mga pinapahinto ninyo. Tama po ba?
Actually, Your Honor, medyo may pagkaganon po, but ang advice po ng Solgen is for us to issue an alias cease and desist order, reiterating po yung aming naunang cease and desist order.
Yes. Ngayon, Mr. Chair, isa na lang po kasi sumagot po yung ABS. Pero again, I'd like to ask the indulgence of the committee. Bibitawan ko na po ito pagkatapos. Hindi po ba yung prakisa ng 7966, isa lang po naman ang frequency na kayo nagbigay? Tama po ba?
Opo, yun pong Channel 2 po ng television ang binigay po doon.
Yes.
Noong pong 1987.
At dahil sa teknolohiya, yung ibinigay ninyong frequency, naging 5 channel o 6 o 10 channel pwede.
Ganito po, Your Honors. Ito po kasing binigay nung Channel 2 noon pong 1987, ito po ay VHF, very high frequency. Hindi po dito pwedeng gawin ang digital TV.
Okay, para lang po maintindihan, Commissioner Cordoba, para maintindihan po ng ating mga kababayan, yung frequency na yon nung naging digital, dumami ang channel.
Your Honors, iisa lang po ang channel nila, pero because of the technology, ay kaya po mag-load ng 4 hanggang 6 po na programa.
Okay, 4 hanggang 6 na programa.
Yes,
Kaya ang ibig mo sabihin, nung nag-cease and desist ka, yung mismong frequency niyan, kahit anumang programa ang nandyan, dapat huminto.
Yes, Your Honors. Correct.
Okay, yun lang po. At ang commitment mo, ngayong hapon, ihinto mo lahat ng programa.
Yes, Your Honors.
At ilalabas mo yung alias na CDO mo na yan sa kadahilanan na yan din ang guidance sa'yo ng Solicitor General.
Tama po, Your Honor.
At yung ginawa ng ABS-CBN na nitong 8 linggo na lumalabas sila, alam nila na may kamalian ang kanilang ginawa at may violation sa inyong nilabas na order.
Dapat po ay alam nila yan, Your Honor.
Thank you. So, Your Honor, I leave it to the committee now. We can discuss the details of the issue. I just want that commitment from the NTC because, again, hindi ho to for or against. It is the power of Congress. We are the only ones given the power to issue franchises. Yung appeal ni Mr. Katigbak, we did that, Mr. Katigbak, na provincial authority. Nagkataon, sabi ng NTC nga at that time, no, you have to stop. So nandito po tayo sa sitwasyon ngayon. But the law is the law and we have to obey that. And we thank the NTC for that. Yung binanggit ni Congressman Boying, ibang topic naman yung pag-usapan doon. But today, Mr. Chairman, the continuing use of that frequency should stop at lahat po ng programa na lumalabas dyan sa frequency yan ay dapat huminto. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that and thank you, members of the committee.
Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat,
Mr.
Vice
Chair,
Chairman Mike Defensor. Bagamat marami po sa ating mga kababayan ang gumagamit talaga ng TV Plus ay malulungkot sa balitang ito. Ngunit kailangan po nating tanggapin talaga kung ano ang nararapat sa batas. At dapat po lahat ng mamayan ay matutong sumunod talaga sa batas.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Kikilalanin ko po muna si Congressman Sarate. Pagkatapos po ay kikilalanin po natin si Deputy Speaker Marcoleta. Congressman Sarate.
Mr. Chair, una, gusto kong ibalik doon sa ating napag-usapan kanina. Meron tayong agenda ngayong hapon at kaya lang naman natin pinayagan ang mga pagtatanong sa NTC na pwede naman ding itanong actually yung mga issues na yon doon na napapaloob sa ating agenda. Dahil nga it's a personal and collective privilege ng ating kasama. Pero gaya po ng nabanggit ko kanina, mag-aanak ito ng mga tanong sa bawat sagot ng ating mga resource persons. At ito na nga nangyayari ngayon. Samantalang ang ating agenda ay malinaw, kabahagi ito sa ating agenda at meron pong nakapagpalista dyan ng mga kasamahan natin na mag-interpellate. At gusto ko lang pong ibalik doon, no, para meron pong order ang ating proceedings na hindi po anytime na gusto nating may isingit na tanong ay sisingit po. No? So yun lang po aking pakiusap, Mr. Chair. At base doon sa sagot naman ng NTC, at base na rin sa nabanggit ng ating resource persons, tinignan ko rin yung cease and desist order nila. Meron yung Channel 2 doon, pero hindi naman malinaw na sinabi na kasama ang Channel 43. So, definitely magkakaroon, Mr. Chair, ng conflicting legal interpretation, no? Dito sa cease and desist order. Precisely, kaya siguro nag-advise ang Solicitor General's Office that you have to issue no, an NTC, an alias cease and desist order. No? At alam naman po natin na yung CDO ng NTC ay may pending case din ngayon dahil kine-question ng ABS-CBN yan. So, gusto ko lang linawin yung statement kanina with the kind indulgence of Congressman Defensor na inamin at alam ng ABS-CBN na mali yung kailang ginagawa. Contrary to that statement, sinabi nila, they believe na nasusunod pa rin tama pa rin yung ginagawa nila dahil nga sa usapin na bumili sila ng oras. No? It's a block time doon sa Ankara. So these are all, magkakaiba-iba talaga ang interpretasyon dito dahil merong legal question doon sa issue na yan. Kung pwede bang bumili ng block time ang ABS-CBN sa Ankara, at yung kanyang content ay pwede niyang ipalabas doon sa Channel 43 at it's a digital channel. So all of this, Mr. Chair, no, masasagot naman, magkakaroon ng iba't ibang sagot and in the final analysis, sabi nga kanina, magiging bahagi ng pagdidesisyon yan ng mga miyembro ng Committee on Legislative Franchise eventually. So having said that, Mr. Chair, parang kanina nakikita ko na may gustong ipaliwanag din si Mr. Katigbak. I will give, may I request the Chair to to recognize Mr. Katigbak on this.
Yes, CEO,
Mr. Chair.
Carlo Katigbak, you're now recognized.
Mr. Chair, because my question of personal collective privilege have already been answered, we go back to the normal procedure. I submit to the wisdom of the committee. Thank
Salamat,
you, Mr. Chair.
Vice Chairman Mike Defensor. Mr. Katigbak, you're now recognized.
Mr. Chair, hindi ko lang po nasagot yung tanong ni Congressman Remulla po earlier, no? If we were willing to submit ourselves to the judgment of the NTC. Of course, we are willing to submit our judgment to the regulatory agency. Yung hinihingi po lang namin is to make sure that we are given due process. So we have the right venue to express our position on this matter. And then whatever decision comes up, the NTC comes up with, we will respect the regulatory agency po.
Parehas rin po ang kahilingan ng committee ito na mabigyan kayo ng tamang proseso na kaloob sa atin ng ating saligang batas at wala na pong i-entertainin ng chairman na katanungan patungkol po doon sa napag-usapan na privilege ni Vice Chairman Mike Defensor. Bagamat kikilalanin po natin ngayon si Deputy Speaker Marcoleta para sa isang point of order. Meron ka po bang point of order?
Mr.
Deputy
Chair,
Speaker Marcoleta?
Mr. Chair, if you will recall, about 2.5 weeks ago, I raised this point to the Commissioner of the National Telecommunications Commission. And at that time, he gave a very convoluted answer. So, when I called him, he asked for a few days in order to get back to me and send some briefer, not only on Channel 43, but as well as Sky Cable. Unfortunately, Mr. Chair, this afternoon, upon the question of privilege by Congressman Defensor, parang nagtatakip si Commissioner Cordova, Mr. Chair. Unang-una, ang liwanag naman doon sa binigay niyang briefer sa akin kung ang pag-uusapan ay yung Channel 43, talagang yung pagbibigay niya ng provisional authority sa Channel 43 na gamitin nga yun ng ABS-CBN, it was predicated on the franchise of ABS-CBN. Ito po yung briefer na sinabi niya. The NTC's approval of the digital terrestrial TV channel of ABS-CBN Corporation using Channel 43 was predicated on the effectivity of the franchise under 7966. Ito po yung case number 87006. Nawala na nga po yung prangkisa. Bakit nga po nagpapatuloy pa? Ito po yung isyong dapat nating ayusin. Ang sinasabi ni Mr. Katigbak, bibigyan natin siya ng due process, pero wala na po yung prangkisa, Mr. Chair. Ito po yung pagpapatunay ni Chairman Cordova dito sa binigay niyang briefer sa akin. Ang totoo nito, Mr. Chair, hindi lamang po ito Pati po yung wireless, ito po yung digital broadcast service, ito po yung wireless na service ng Sky Cable. Ang sabi po sa report sa akin ni Commissioner Cordova, ito po ay predicated din do sa franchise ng Sky Cable, which is Republic Act 7969, na napapaloob doon sa NTC case number 2012-386. Paso na rin po itong prangkisang ito Mr. Chair. Sa mga tweet, nagbo-broadcast po ng TV Plus ang ABS-CBN using two platforms. Ito po yung Channel 43 at saka yung wireless service ng cable, Sky Cable, pero pareho pong paso ang prangkisa. Ang sabi ko po sa kanya, kay Commissioner Cordova, kung nandyan pa siya, June 10 pa po, 2020, ang sabi po niya, kailangan bigyan lamang siya ng ilang araw because he is discussing it with the Office of the Solicitor General. Hindi naman po ako naniniwala na abutin po tayo ng 11 na araw bago niya sabihin ngayon na ngayon pa lamang niya yata i-issue yung cease and desist order. Bakit po nagkaganon? Kailangan po nating pagtibayin na ito, Mr. Chair, because these two services being used by ABS-CBN, yung platform, Channel 43 ng Amkara, at saka yung wireless digital broadcast service ng Sky Cable, parehong paso po yung prangkisa na ginagamit. At ito po, doon sa sulat niya, sa Solicitor General, June 10, 2020, sinabi po niya, na-covered itong dalawang ito. Bakit po ngayon parang sinasabi niya na kailangan po na pag-aralan sapagkat merong petisyon at humihingi ng TRO ang ABS-CBN sa Korte Suprema? Wala pong TRO. Sa tingin ko po, kung ako ang masusunod, dapat mag-resign po si Commissioner Cordova because he is not doing his job. Totoo lamang po ito. Matagal ko pong hinintay ito, inabot na po ngayon hanggang sa makapag-raise ng privilege right of question of privilege ang ating kasama dito. Pero matagal ko na pong hinihintay. Inabot na po ng 19 na araw bago niya sabihin ngayon na mag-i-issue pa lang siya. Wala na pong, para po tayong nai-insulto rito, Mr. Chair. Nandito po tayo para himayin, kinukonsider po natin kung bibigyan pa natin o hindi ng prangkisa ang ABS-CBN. Pero walang puknat po nilang naipapalabas din naman ang kanilang mga programa sa dalawang platapormang aking binabanggit, gayong pareho ng paso ang kanilang prangkisa. Ayon po mismo sa report po ito ng NTC. Ano po kaya ang masasabi ni Commissioner Cordova rito, Mr. Chair?
Deputy Speaker Marcoleta, pasasagutin ko po ng isang bibigyan ko po ng pagkakataon upang makasagot si Commissioner Cordova. Ngunit pagkatapos po nito, ipuputulin ko po muna ang oras na ibinigay ko sa iyo para maibalik na po natin kay Chairman Chikoy ang mga presentation po ng ating mga panauhin ngayong araw na ito. DS Marcoleta. NTC, you're now recognized. Pakisagot po ang katanungan ni Deputy Speaker Marcoleta kung bakit po tila napakabagal po ng inyong aksyon na ginawa pagdating po sa usapin ng ABS-CBN. Commissioner Cordova.
Your Honors, narinig niyo po ako? Malinaw po ba? Okay, tulad po ng nabanggit ko sa kanina, Your Honors, ay ang ginawa po namin ay sinigurado po namin na hindi po kami magkakamali legally. Kaya po, dahil nga ang Office of the Solicitor General, ang aming pong abogado, ay sumulat po kami sa kanila at binanggit po namin itong mga bagay na ito. At ngayon po ay sumagot po sila at natanggap po namin kaninang umaga. Dahil po, Your Honors, natatakot po kami na kapag kumilos po kami ng mali, ay makaapekto po ito sa Supreme Court case na pending po ngayon laban sa amin. Mas importante po sa amin na maging tama ang aming mga hakbang at hindi po kami magkamali para po ang importante sa amin ay manalo po kami sa kaso na napending po sa Supreme Court. Ngayon po ay sumagot na po ang Office of the Solgen.
Paano po kayong magkakamali, Commissioner Cordova? Paano kayong magkakamali? Parehong paso yung prangkisa na ginagamit ng Sky Cable sa kanyang wireless service. Paso din yung prangkisa ng ABS-CBN sa paggamit niya ng Amcara Channel 43. Paano kayong magkakamali samantalang parehong paso ang prangkisa?
Your Honors, ang abogado po kasi namin ay ang Office of the Solgen, kaya po kami nagpag-guide po sa kanila.
Hindi po
Para
sinabi
hindi
nyo
po kami
kanina para hindi kayo magkamali. Ang tanong ko po sa inyo, paano kayo magkakamali parehong paso ang prangkisa na pinagbasihan ng inyong desisyon dito sa Sky Cable Wireless at saka yung Amcara Channel 43. Ito po ang binigay niyong briefer sa akin noong June 10, 2020 na hinihintay ko po. Inabot po tayo ng 19 na araw bago nyo sabihin ngayon na mag-i-issue kayo ng cease and desist order. Bakit po ganon?
Kasi nga po, inantay po namin ang guidance sa amin ng Office of the Solicitor General.
Kaya nga po, ang sabi nga ni Congressman Boying, baka mademanda po kayo sa ombudsman eh. Ako po, ang gusto kong mangyari, mag-resign na lang po kayo eh. Kasi pinagtatakpan po ninyo eh. Paano po ang gagawin namin? Nandito kami ngayon. Ito bang ginagawa namin, walang kakwenta-kwentang bagay, Mr. Commissioner? Nagpapagod po kami rito kahit na ang ating senaryo rito ay COVID na tayo rito. Pero sa kabila ng lahat ng ito, pinagtityagaan naming himayin kung bibigyan natin sila o hindi ng prangkisa. Pero ngayon, nakabuyang-yang sa lahat ng mga television, nakakapag-broadcast pa rin sila eh. Kung ganun po, itigil na po natin ang proceedings, Mr. Commissioner, dahil kahit po pala wala silang prangkisa, kaya nilang mag-broadcast eh. Pasong-paso na po itong dalawa, pero pinapayagan ninyo eh. Bakit hindi naman kami magsisentimiento sa inyo? Pupunta pa kayo sa Solicitor General. Wala pong masama doon na pumunta kayo doon. Tama lamang yon. Pero kung ginawa na ninyo kaagad yun, ano man na aksyon ang gawin ng ABS-CBN, check tutulungan kayo ng Solicitor General. Ang ginawa po ninyo, baligtad, Commissioner Cordova.
NTC, pakisagot po.
Naintindihan po namin ang sentimiento ng Congressman Marcoleta. Pero ang ginawa po namin ay to ensure po na wala pong mali at tama po ang aming proseso, ay tulad po ng kahit na sinong kliyente, ay humihingi po kami ng advice muna sa aming abogado. Kaya po kami ngayon ay matibay na makakakilos dahil meron na po kaming pangahawakan na opinyon na binigay sa amin ng aming statutory council.
Chairman Jonathan?
Yes, Chairman Chikoy. Pabayaan na po natin na tawagin ngayon ni Chairman Chikoy ang mga imbitado natin na magpe-present at sa kalaman po ng lahat, yung pong oras na ibinigay sa inyo sa pagtatanong sa NTC ay ibabawas natin sa oras ninyo sa pagtatanong mamaya. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Chairman Jonathan. Balik muna tayo sa ating talagang nakalagay sa agenda. Papakinggan natin yan ang presentation ng ABS-CBN, ng TikTok at ng Office ng Solgen kung nandyan sila. Pero bago natin i-recognize ang ABS-CBN, meron lang maikling manifestation si Congresswoman Diana Bautista. Sandaling-sandali lang yung kanyang manifestation. Ating i-recognize ngayon si Congresswoman Diana Bautista. Kong Diana?
Yes, yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for recognizing me. Mr. Chair, this is just a very short manifestation, motion, actually. So on June 15, 2020, the following issue was included as part of the issues that should be tackled in this joint committee. The issue on whether or not ABS-CBN and the Lopez Group of companies unjustly benefited from the loans condoned by the Development Bank of the Philippines to the prejudice of this government. We've already sent a letter to DBP. However, we've been responded with an automated email dated June 17, 2020. So considering the multitude of issues that this joint committee still has to tackle and the urgency of putting an end to these issues, as well as more pressing and relevant issues that we need to attend to, like providing solutions to COVID-related problems, Mr. Chair, I hope the public knows that Congress has already been convening special sessions and spending time which could otherwise have been focused on addressing the impact of COVID-19 just to resolve the matter of the ABS-CBN franchise application. Thus, I move that the issues related to the DBP loan condonation or write-offs allegedly made in favor of several companies controlled by the Lopez family be referred to the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, and this will be supported with an appropriate resolution so we can address this matter more thoroughly and comprehensively. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all.
Maraming salamat, Congresswoman Diana. Duly noted po sa inyong motion, manifestation. Antayin din po natin yung inyong proper na resolution para dun sa inyong motion. Thank you po, Congresswoman Bautista.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Next, i-recognize po natin ang ABS-CBN para po sa kanilang presentation. Mr. Kakatibak, sino po sa inyong represent?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bago po tayo pumunta sa formal presentation, I would just like to make a very quick appeal to Congress. Totoo naman po na nag-expire yung franchise ng Sky. Pero totoo rin po that Congress has allowed companies whose franchises have expired but whose application for a renewal is pending to continue to operate. In fact, in the very first hearing of the Franchise Committee, yan din po yung hiningi niyo sa NTC, the permission to allow ABS to continue to operate even after its franchise had expired. Yung appeal ko po sa Kongreso is between TV Plus and Sky, there are about 11 million homes that have access to our service. Pag pinutulan po natin yan, that's almost 55 million people that will lose access to their entertainment, their news, and information. So sana po, ang appeal po namin sa Kongreso is, in the spirit of fairness, please consider that you have allowed other companies to operate before, even after their franchises have expired, for so long as Congress continues to hear their application for a renewal. Mr. Chair, may I request that Attorney Poblador be recognized for the opening statement of ABS-CBN.
Attorney Poblador, you're recognized.
Yeah, good afternoon. With leave of the Joint Committee, may I be allowed to read my opening statement in order to introduce the topics?
Pagpatuloy po ninyo, Attorney.
TV Plus and KBO fully support the digital migration plan launched by the NTC in 2014. As stressed by the NTC, migration purpose is for the public interest and to provide enhanced services to better serve the public. TV Plus, its multi-channel capability, and KBO are the digital enhanced services that ABS provided in fulfillment of this NTC mission. Slide, please. What is this NTC mission? In 2014, NTC commanded through Memorandum Circular 07-12-2014, or the IRR, that TV broadcasters shift from analog to digital technology for their TV transmission. In short, they have to digitize their signals. And they have to do this following the steps in the migration plan issued by the DICT. In the Memorandum Circular and the Migration Plan, digital transmission begins on January 1, 2015, and analog switch off is set on December 31, 2023. These are the provisions in that IRR. That there is mandatory shut-off is provided in Section 1.11 of this IRR. And I read, the date in the approved migration plan for the mandatory termination of all analog television services in the Philippines. The shut-off is mandatory. There is also Section 5.7, which speaks again of the mandatory shut-off of analog transmission. Section 1.12 speaks of a digital switch on. And what is that? It is the date of effectivity of the Memorandum Circular, which is January 1, 2015. What will happen on this digital switch on, or the DSO? TV broadcasting can begin offering DTTV services. So, Section 2.2 of this MC expressly provides the following. The provision of DTTV services shall be allowed upon effectivity of this IRR. This is the explanation of the DICT in its framework of the DTTV migration plan. On January 1, 2015, this is what it says. The Filipinos can now enjoy the benefits of digital television starting the digital switch on January 1, 2015. So, what will happen therefore on this DSO? They can now begin to offer digital services. Slide 3, please. So what are these digital services that can be offered starting January 1, 2015? They are the following: multiple SDTV or HDTV channels, clear picture and sound. This is found in Section 1.1 of the IRR. An integrated emergency warning broadcast able to reach fixed, mobile, or handheld terminals. This is found in Section 1.2 of the IRR. Included are other services as may become available in the future. This is provided in Section 1.5. New programs in addition to the analog legacy program are also encouraged. This is found in Section 2.4. Slide 4, please. Now the question is this: how will these services reach the public? The Memorandum Circular requires the sale of the TV set-top boxes to upgrade TV analog sets in order to read the digitized signals. According to the migration plan, sale of boxes and digitization of transmission are prerequisites of each other. You cannot go ahead with digitizing transmission if you also do not have the receivers that would read the digitized transmission. I would like to quote the framework of the DICT when it says that one is a prerequisite of the other. The existence of the transmission service predicates the existence of receivers, to which one becomes a prerequisite of the other. Taking everything into consideration, this is why we now have TV Plus boxes. Why through the box, the public can enjoy in clear audio and video the multiple channel setup. It can now see the KBO. The KBO is simply content involving reruns of recent movies known as box office hits of ABS, which is made available as streamed content for mobile or as streamed content on online platform, and yes, as content broadcasted on TV analog sets using the TV Plus box. There are many issues that are hurled against these enhanced services. Slide 5, please. The first is the allegation that using multiple channels is a violation of the franchise. Let's go back to RA 7966 of the franchise. It does not state that the franchise is only good for one channel. It does not say that at all. In fact, the word channel and the word multiple, they don't occur in any provisions of this franchise. On the contrary, multiple channel simply follows the migration plan of the NTC. Among the requirements of the migration plan is that there should be already digital technology that has to be put in place on January 1, 2015. And the definition of digital technology is simply this: technology intended to provide a greater number of SDTV or HDTV channels. Section 2.4 even states the provision of new programs are also encouraged. So the phenomenon of multi-channel format just follows the digital migration plan of the NTC. Slide 6, please. Maybe the question is, does the offering of a multi-channel format requires a permit before it can be undertaken? The answer is simply no, because you will only have to go back again to the Memorandum Circular 2014. It is, the MC is considered as an implementing rule. And under general principles of administrative law, implementing rules have the binding effect of laws, so it has to be followed. And this IRR precisely provides for the steps to be taken for the migration. What is that step? The step is that upon DSO, or digital switch on, we can already provide the multiple channels. And all it needs is a filing of a manifestation before the NTC. The manifestation is simply to the effect that the frequency that they are currently using will now be provisioned with digital technology. There is no new issuance of a PA. Slide 7, please. The issue involving the TV Plus is stated this way: whether ABS violated the franchise by offering TV Plus for one-time fee using its free-to-air signal granted by the franchise. Let me repeat, the sale of TV Plus boxes is an essential part of migration. Migrating to digitized signals will be useless if analog TV sets are not installed with set-top boxes, such as TV Plus box, to read the digitized signals. Again, I quote the framework of the DICT. It says, the existence of the transmission service predicates the existence of the receivers, to which one becomes a prerequisite of the other. Because of this provision, ABS has sold more than 9 million boxes already. And in selling the boxes, ABS always comply with the rules governing the sale of the boxes. And there is no so-called one-time fee. It is just the cost of the box. And the selling of the box is not a franchise activity. Maybe the question is this: does the TV Plus box block the FTA of free-to-air signals of other broadcasters? The answer is no. The TV Plus box is a receiver which gives access to all of the free-to-air signals of other broadcasters. So it is not blocking any signals at all. Slide 8, please. The issue is on the pay-per-view concept. Does it violate the franchise? Then we look at the provisions of a franchise. This is Republic Act 7966, and it expressly provides this, The authority given is to operate, maintain, for commercial purposes and in the public interest, television and radio broadcasting stations throughout the Philippines. The words commercial purposes are broad enough to cover pay-per-view. And in fact, the DOJ also reaffirmed this position in its 2018 opinion addressed to the NTC, confirming that PPV is for commercial purpose. To reflect the opinion of the DOJ, the NTC issued the conversion permit in favor of ABS, and it precisely included the use of conditional access subject to such rules that the NTC may, in the future, establish. But let me stress this: ABS-CBN has never been cited for any violation of the rules involving PPV. It has not been a subject of a complaint. There are no orders saying that we have been guilty of any acts involving pay-per-view. One issue in the pay-per-view question is the KBO. KBO is an enhanced service for viewers who prefer non-legacy content such as reruns of recent movies. As I have said, this content can be available as stream content for mobile and handheld telephone network, or as stream content on online platform, and even as broadcasted content on analog TV installed with TV Plus box. This KBO is certainly of great public benefit to the Filipino families. They can now watch movies in the comfort of their homes, which viewing used to be only made possible if you have to go to the movie houses. The last issue hurled against ABS is stated this way: whether ABS admitted the existence of a prohibition against multiple channels because the bill submitted makes reference to frequencies and channels in plural form. Apparently, some of the renewal bills contain this phrase, where frequencies and/or channels are still available, and they would seize on the word frequencies and channels as proof that the original franchise of ABS is really for one franchise and one channel, and this phrase was inserted precisely to correct that. But they are using this as an implied admission that RA 7966 contemplates one franchise, one channel. There is no implied admission. The reference to frequencies and available channels simply means it's a reiteration of the provision in the franchise regarding the use of frequencies which are only available, because if you use frequencies that are already assigned to another, then that would cause interference. So this is just a reiteration of that principle, and this is not an admission that there is such a thing as a one franchise, one channel policy. That is all, Your Honor.
Thank you, ABS-CBN. Next, recognize natin ang FICTAP. Sino po ba representative ng FICTAP?
Nakamute pa po yata yung sa FICTAP. Paki-unmute po.
Okay na po ba?
Naririnig po kayo?
Okay. Honorable Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano, Honorable Franz Alvarez, Chairman of Legislative Franchise, Honorable Congressman Jonathan Alvarado, Chairman of the Good Governance Committee, Honorable Congressmen and women of the Hall of Congress, ladies and gentlemen, magandang hapon po sa inyo. Bago po ako mag-umpisa, nais po namin malaman kung may desisyon na po si Mr. Carlo Katigbak tungkol sa aplikasyon ng ABS-CBN franchise renewal gustong malaman kung ano po ba itong application nila. Naririnig na po ako.
Naririnig po kayo, ma'am. Ipagpatuloy nyo lang po.
Tuloy ko lang. Noong pong 2014, pa po namin, gustong malaman yung noong 16 Congress, baka po after more than 5 years namin paghihintay, may decision na si Mr. Carlo Patigbak ngayon. Gusto namin po malaman yung kasagutan nila kasi kailangan po namin dun sa mga comment namin. Ito po ang sinasaad sa ipinaglalaban namin na nakalagay sa ABS-CBN franchise application filed ngayon ni Congressman Rufus Rodriguez sa House Bill number 6694. On Section 1 po, Your Honor, na ito ang sinasabi, where frequencies and channels are still available for radio or television broadcasting, including digital television system. Hindi po nakasaad itong phrase na ito dun sa luma nilang franchise noong 1995. Ang issue po dito, ang mga sumusunod, ang franchise bill that was filed in Congress is different from their original franchise. Second, this new franchise application, if to be granted as such, will become a broadcast super mega franchise. It will be a very different from the franchise that were granted to other privately owned broadcast stations such as GMA7, TV5, PTV4, and other TV network. If Congress will grant the broadcast super mega franchise applied by ABS-CBN, government must enact new rules and regulations to govern such broadcast super mega franchise. As far as we know now, in other countries, this kind of broadcast super mega franchise are only granted to a government-owned media entity and never to privately owned media entity. Kung hindi po natin ito mabigyan ng linaw, susundan din po ito ng ilang TV station, ano na po ang mangyayari sa ating broadcast at telecommunications. Kung matatandaan po ninyo, 3 years ago, magkano ho ang halaga ng isang frequency? 3 years ago, nagbenta ang Liberty Telecommunication ng San Miguel Corporation, isang frequency lang ho, nabenta ng 70 billion pesos. Binili po ito ng Globe at saka ng PLDT. At nung taon din pong yon sa Amerika, FCC, Federal Communication Commission, nagpa-auction po sila ng isang frequency na auction po ng $30 billion. Dito po sa hinihingi nila, sa Section 1, hinihingi nila where frequencies, channel, and channels are available. Hinihingi po nila ito. Pag inapprove po ng Kongreso, itong kanilang hinihingi na ito, pupunta sila sa NTC, hihingi nila lahat ng available frequencies. Napakalaking kayamanan po ito ng ating pamahalaan. This is a sovereign patrimony. Dapat po kumita ang ating gobyerno dito. Hindi po dapat ang oligarko ang kumita dito. Kaya nga po nagpapasalamat kami dun sa ibang congressman na binasa namin yung kanilang House Bill. Hindi po nila inilagay itong where frequencies and channels are available. Salamat po kay Congresswoman Arenas, kay Congresswoman Vilma Santos Recto, kay Congressman Sato, at yung pong nag-file ng House Bill 6052, Bayan Muna, Act Teacher Gabriela Kabataan, kay Congresswoman Lauren Legarda, sa nag-file po ng House Bill 6732, Congressman Cayetano, Congressman Gonzales, Congressman Abu, Congressman Puno, Congressman Fernandez, Congressman Villapuerte, Congressman Romualdez, Congressman Alvarado. Maraming salamat po at hindi ninyo nilagay dun sa inyong in-sponsor na bill itong where frequencies and channels are available. Napakalaking usapan pa po itong issue ito. Kaya po uunahin ko na po yung multi-channel sa TV Plus Box kung bakit ako ay narito. Narito po ang aming statement. Picked up through the undersigned is most respectfully submitting the following comments. Number one, using multiple channels in one franchise. Para po sa pick-up, bawal po ang pagkaroon ng multiple channels in one franchise dahil taliwas po ito sa policy ng one franchise, one channel in one area. Ayon po sa 1-1-1 policy na ito, sa isang service area, ang isang franchise holder o entity ay maaari lamang magkaroon ng tig-isang AM radio, isang FM radio, isang BSF TV at USF TV. Magkakaiba kasing frequency band ang mga ito. Base po sa Presidential Decree 576-8 na may title na Regulating the Ownership and Operation of Radio and Television Stations and for Other Purposes, issued last November 11, 1974. Ang sabi po ng batas ay ganito, Your Honor. Whereas it has been observed that some public utilities, especially radio and television stations, have a tendency towards monopoly in ownership and operation to such an extent that a region or section of the country may be covered by any number of such broadcast stations, all or most of which are owned, operated, or managed by one person or corporation. Sa Section 3 po, Your Honor, no person or corporation may own, operate, or manage more than one radio or television station in one municipality or city, nor more than 5 AM and 5 FM radio stations, nor more than 5 television channels in the entire country, and no radio or television station shall be utilized by any single interest group to disseminate information or otherwise influence the public or the government to serve or support the ends of such group. In Section 4, Your Honor, any person or corporation which owns more than the number of radio or television stations authorized in the preceding section shall divest itself of the excess stations or channels. Any excess station shall be sold through the Bureau to Telecommunications. Sa Section 5 po, Your Honor, failure to divest as provided in the foregoing section shall, in addition to the penalties provided in Section 6, subject the person or corporation guilty of such failure to cancellation of the franchise of every excess station and to confiscation of the station and its facilities without compensation. In Section 7, Your Honor, any person who violates this decree shall be punishable by imprisonment for a period ranging from 5 months to 6 years and the payment of fine of 1,000 pesos to 10,000 pesos, or both such imprisonment and fine at the discretion of the court. If the violation is committed by an association, partnership, or corporation, the penalty shall be imposed on the officers or employees thereof who were responsible or who committed the violation. Your Honor, consistent po ito sa policy natin laban sa monopoly na nakalagay din sa 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. Ang sabi po doon, Your Honor, ay ganito. Sa Article 16, General Provision, sa Section 11 po. Number 1, the ownership and management of mass media shall be limited to citizens of the Philippines or to corporations, cooperatives, or associations wholly owned and managed by such citizens. The Congress shall regulate or prohibit monopolies in commercial mass media when the public interest so requires. No combinations in the restraint of trade or unfair competition therein shall be allowed. Klaro po sa 1987 Constitution, Your Honor, na may policy laban sa monopolies, lalo na ang monopolies in commercial mass media. Kasama po dito ang broadcasting. Consistent po sa 1987 Constitution ang Presidential Decree 576-A. In 1995, Your Honor, lumabas po ang RA 7966 o ang franchise ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation na ngayon ay tinatawag nilang ABS-CBN Corporation. Noong pong 2003, lumabas po ang Supreme Court decision sa kasong ACWS-UVN versus National Telecommunication Commission o NTC. Sabi po ng Supreme Court ay ganito, where there is a law such as Presidential Decree number 576-A which requires a franchise for the operation of radio and television stations, that law must be followed until subsequently repealed. Hindi pa po ito nare-repeal hanggang ngayon. Ibig pong sabihin, Your Honor, hanggat hindi pa nare-repeal, kailangan pong sundin ang Presidential Decree 576-A. Kailangan pong sumunod ng ABS-CBN Corporation sa policy na one franchise, one channel in one area. Para po sa amin, kahit ano pong technology ang gamitin, analog o digital, kailangan po na sumunod sa batas tulad ng Presidential Decree 576-A. Kaya po, isang channel lang po dapat ang ABS-CBN. Hindi pwedeng multi-channel. Doon po, Your Honor, sa number 2 issue, ABS-CBN offering TV Plus using free-to-air frequency. Sa number 3 pong issue, Your Honor, ABS-CBN operation of pay-per-view service Kapamilya Box Office KBO. Sasagutin po namin itong dalawang katanungan na ito ng sabay. Para po sa pick-up, bawal po ang TV Plus using free-to-air frequency at bawal din po ang pay-per-view service sa KBO dahil wala naman pong mapakitang provisional authority ang ABS-CBN Corporation na nagsasabing legal ang TV Plus at KBO. Ang PA o Provisional Authority ay mula po sa NTC at iba pa po sa legislative franchise na galing naman po sa Kongreso. Yan po talaga ang policy at makikita natin yan sa Section 3 ng RA 7966 o ang mismong franchise ng ABS-CBN Corporation. Sabi po doon ay ganito, sa Section 3 po ng ABS-CBN franchise. Prior approval of the National Telecommunication Commission, the grantee shall secure from the National Telecommunication Commission the appropriate permits and licenses for the station and shall not use any frequency in the television or radio spectrum without having been authorized by the Commission. The Commission, however, shall not unreasonably withhold or delay the grant of any such authority. Malinaw po, Your Honor, na kailangan kumuha muna ng prior approval ng NTC bago gumamit ng television o radio spectrum. Prior po, kaya dapat hintayin muna ang approval bago mag-operate, kaya violation po iyon. Your Honor, noong 2015 po, kumuha po ang ABS-CBN Corporation ng tinatawag na demonstration permit number 2015. Issued March 30, 2015 para sa kanilang TV Plus. April 29, 2015, pinadalhan po ng NTC ang ABS-CBN Corporation ng sulat na pinagbabawalan sila na mag-pay television. Ang sabi po sa sulat ng NTC ay ganito, sa ABS-CBN, please be informed that the Commission is still in the process of formulating the guidelines for conditional access for digital terrestrial television DTT, including the possibility of providing pay television service. In view of the foregoing, you are hereby directed to refrain from offering any pay television service in your DTT trials until such time that the Commission has come up with the appropriate guidelines for the same. Ngunit hindi po ito sinunod ng ABS-CBN Corporation. Hanggang ngayon, 5 years later, sige lang ang operation ng KBO nila, walang tigil ng paniningil sa taong bayan. Your Honor, noong June 30, 2015, nag-expire po ang demonstration permit ng ABS-CBN Corporation. Hanggang ngayon, 5 years later, sige lang ang operation ng TV Plus, walang tigil ng kakasingil sa taong bayan. Alaman naman po natin, pag expired, hindi na pwedeng magpatuloy. Kailangan huminto. Doon sa Senate hearing noong February po, Your Honor, ay may nabanggit po na DOJ opinion, one series of 2018, dated June 11, 2018. Binasa po namin, ang sabi po dito nito ay ganito. To summarize, it is our opinion that TV broadcasters may be allowed to engage in conditional
Point of order,
access
Mr. Chairman.
or conditional access
Point of
system,
order, Mr.
more
Chairman.
specifically
Yes,
to offer TV pay-per-view services.
Minority Leader.
Provided
Ilang
that
beses,
it does not amount to cable TV service, which shall only
Mr.
be
Chair.
Excuse me po, picked
considered
up.
as
Excuse
such
me po,
if it
picked
is
up.
for purposes of
Pakimute
providing multiple channel cable TV services.
Hearing suspended. Hearing resumed. Yes, Minority Leader.
I just would like to find out kung ilang oras po ang binigay natin sa kanya para magsalita.
Madam from Picktop, gaano katagal pa po o gaano kahaba pa po yung inyong manifestation, ma'am? Paki-unmute po si Madam from Picktop.
Okay po.
Yes, ma'am.
Sandali
Mga
lang
ilang
na
minuto
po
pa
ito,
po
Please,
yung
agent.
presentation
Kasi-
nyo, ma'am? Ilang minuto pa po yung presentation po ninyo? Tinatanong po ni Minority Leader Bishop
3
Abante.
minutes na lang po. 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes
Bishop
na lang
Abante,
po.
3 minuto na lang daw.
5 years po namin hinintay ito eh. 5 years po kami naghihintay. 5 years po, 2014 pa po. Bigyan lang po ninyo kami
Mrs.
ng
Tamano,
panahon.
paki-wrap up na po, Mrs. Tamano. Paki-wrap up na.
Okay, salamat po. Malinaw po na ang nakalagay ay may be allowed. Maari, baka payagan. Hindi pa po allowed. Nung lumabas po ang DOJ opinion noong June 11, 2018, 3 years na po silang nag-ooperate ng TV Plus without a provisional authority. Violation po ito ng Section 3 ng kanilang franchise. Sabi ng ABS-CBN Corporation, they were expressly allowed by the NTC order, May 14, 2019, NTC case number 87-006. Una sa lahat, nung lumabas po yung order na yon, ay 4 years na silang nag-ooperate ng TV Plus without a provisional authority. Violation po ulit ito ng Section 3 ng kanilang franchise. Binasa po namin May 14, 2019 na order. Hindi po binanggit ang TV Plus, KBO, Pay TV, Cinemo, Yay, Jeepney, TV, and iba pang multiple channels. So hindi po totoo that they were expressly allowed by the NTC. Yung May 14, 2019 order na conversion lang po from analog to digital format. Hindi po siya conversion from free-to-air to pay TV. Kaya hindi po pwedeng maningil ang ABS-CBN Corporation. Dapat po ibalik ng ABS Corporation sa taong bayan ng mga siningil nila para sa pay-per-view. Kaya ipinapakita po namin ang isang diagram na ito kung paano ang operation ng ABS-CBN at TV Plus kung meron pong katanungan dito ay malugod namin sasagutin. Sa puntong ito, humihingi po kami ng tulong sa NTC at Congress na mapatigil na ang operation ng ABS-CBN TV Plus. Expired na po ang franchise ng ABS-CBN Corporation at mag-expire na rin ang franchise ng Amcara Broadcasting Network, approved July 16, 1995. Marahil ito po ang dahilan kung bakit na tinransfer ng Amcara ang rights nito sa Channel 43 sa Asian Multimedia and Production Company Incorporated, case number 2019-040, petition filed March 27, 2019. Sino po ba ang Amcara Broadcasting Network Incorporated? At sino po ba ang Asian Multimedia Broadcast Production Company Incorporated? Ayon po sa www.emes.com, website ng isang international research firm na nagbibigay ng impormasyon tungkol sa emerging market companies and industry sectors in over 147 countries. Ang headquarters daw ng Amcara at ng Asian Multimedia ay parehong nasa ABS-CBN compound doon po sa Mother Ignacia. Iisa po ang bahay nila. Kaya po, ang example, sa mga jeepney driver po kapag expired o wala kang lisensya o prangkisa at expired o kolorum ang tawag doon. Kapag prangkisa ay pinagamit sa iba, kabit system ang tawag doon. Kapag expired,
Statement na po, Mrs. Tamayo. Last statement na po.
maraming po salamat.
Okay.
Ayusin po namin humingi ng tulong sa NTC at Congress para ipatigil ang operation ng Sky Direct. Ito po ang direct broadcast satellite nila, service. Sky Cable Corporation at nag-expire na din po ang franchise ng RA 7969. Ibig sabihin, hindi na po sila pwedeng gumamit ng frequency via satellite, ngunit sige pa ho ang kanyang pag-operate at pagsingil sa taong bayan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig sa amin. Mula pa po noong 2014, 16 Congress pa po itong hinaing namin. Magandang hapon po sa inyo.
Maraming salamat po. Ngayon po, gusto natin i-recognize, bigyan din ng konting oras para sa kanilang position, si Mr. Ralph Casino, Chairman ng PCTA. Mr. Casino, nasa inyo po yung floor. Teka lang po, nakamute pa po kayo.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Philippine Cable Television Telecommunications Association wish to thank the Committee on Legislative Franchise and the Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability and Congress as a whole for giving us the opportunity to air our position relative to the renewal application of ABS-CBN Corporation's franchise contained in several House bills. We are an umbrella organization composed of over 300 cable operators located all over the country. It was organized in 1992 upon the initiative of former Senator Ramon Jun Magsaysay, who is also tagged as the father of cable television. It is made up of small and medium-sized cable systems in cities and municipalities in far-flung areas hardly covered by terrestrial broadcast, as well as the big systems located in the metropolis such as Sky Cable, Parañaque Cable, and Asian Vision. We also work closely with industry stakeholders as the content providers, equipment suppliers, trade and industry association, as well as government regulators such as the National Telecommunications Commission and the Movie Television Review Classification Board, of MTRCB. As an organization and early on, PCTA has always espoused new technology and the migration of the television service from analog to the digital platform. This was also in anticipation for the TV network's compliance to the government's directive to migrate from analog to digital in 2014. As part of our organization's service to our members, we regularly conduct technical training seminars promoting industry best practices. We have consistently been promoting the adoption to new technology. Many of our members now offer digital cable and other services resulting to much improved customer and user experience. We believe that this is the way forward. Failure to adapt to new technology and provide customer satisfaction would surely result to obsolescence and the eventual demise of any enterprise in our industry. To provide the Filipino consumer good, reliable, and affordable service should be a commitment of each and every cable company in the Philippines. The PCTA has submitted its position and endorsement for the renewal of the ABS-CBN franchise to this honorable body. Moreover, we endorse the digital terrestrial television service or Kapamilya Box. As has been explained by the technical experts, a key feature of the migration from an analog to a digital service is digital compression. This allows broadcasters to introduce multi-channels using the same radio frequency it was originally granted under their existing franchise or franchises. Whereas in the old technology, each frequency could only deliver a single channel, with digital compression, broadcasters are able to provide 4 or more channels. This empowers televiewers and consumers to have more options and program choices. Conversely, the networks are also able to offer additional services. In effect, consumers are given the power of choice. We believe that for as long as the multi-channel offerings emanate from the same frequency it has originally been granted by Congress or NTC, broadcasters should be allowed to continue to operate its multi-channel services. On the matter of pay-per-view service, precisely in the same token, because this is an optional pay service which the consumer may or may not subscribe to, we are just awaiting for the issuance of the guidelines from NTC. As of the present, these guidelines are absent, and we are hopeful this will be available soon. The need for regulations and guidelines for the pay-per-view service is more pronounced now as we experience rapid changes in technology and more players come into the pay television market. These regulations should focus on, among others, leveling the playing field, as well as ensuring that consumers' welfare is protected and uncompromised. There is an urgent need to review and revamp our existing laws, rules, and regulations in the light of the new and emerging and rapidly changing technology. As in the past, where we have been closely cooperating with NTC on relevant memorandum circulars and guidelines, PCTA is and will always be available to any government-initiated workshop for the review formulation of updated guidelines that must be realistic and responsive to the present times. ABS-CBN, as well as its sister company Sky Cable, have been active stakeholders in the industry. Their existence have made an indelible positive impact on the lives of many Filipinos as employers, providers of education, entertainment, and news services, and in the exercise of their corporate social responsibility. It is a leading player in the forefront of the development of the cable and telecommunications industry. The renewal of their franchise and its continued operation would be of great service to the industry and the nation. On the outset, it is best that we be reminded that our aim and purpose being here is to be able to better serve the consumer. We all agree that the Filipino deserves better. Thanks once again for the opportunity. Mabuhay po. Good afternoon.
Maraming salamat po sa PCTA. Ngayon, bubuksan na po natin ang floor para sa mga magtatanong ng ating mga membro. Una, tatawagan natin si Senior Majority Leader Boying Rimulya para sa kanyang interpellation. Meron pa po siyang additional 10 minutes binigay natin mga kasamahan ni Majority Leader Martin Romualdez at ni Deputy Majority Leader Sharky Palma. Congressman Boying.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My first question, Mr. Chairman, is directed to, wala si Mr. Katigbak. Kada. Mr. Chairman, the question is, are you standing by your statement that you are just a block timer? ABS-CBN is only a block timer at Amcara Broadcasting?
For Channel 43 po, yes.
Channel 43. Does ABS-CBN own any shares in Amcara Broadcasting?
As of today, we don't own any shares in Amcara.
You do not own any shares?
No more po.
You only deal with Amcara Broadcasting for block time purposes?
To the best of my knowledge, I think that's all we do with Amcara po. We block time.
But your block time is for 1 year. Mula
Yes.
24 hours a day, for 1 year, may block time arrangement kayo with Amcara?
That's right po.
Mr. Chairman, well, under the franchise of Amcara, Republic Act, ano ba to? 8135. Are you familiar with the Republic Act 8135?
Yes, Yes, Your Honor.
Meron ho ritong in Section 11, it reads, the grantee shall not lease, transfer, grant the usufruct of, sell, nor assign this franchise or rights and privileges acquired thereunder to any person, firm, company, corporation, or other commercial or legal entity, nor shall the controlling interest in the grantee be transferred to any such private person, firm, company, corporation, or entity without prior approval of Congress of the Philippines. Any person or entity to which this franchise is sold, transferred, or assigned shall be subject to all the same conditions, terms, restrictions, and limitations of this Act. Again, Mr. Katigbak, are you maintaining that it's a totally arm's length deal you have with Amcara Broadcasting Network?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Chairman, if I may call your attention to the independent auditor's report of SGV, when it came to the certification, Statement of Management Responsibility for Financial Statements, the signatories in the SGV report were Eugenio Lopez III, or Gabi Lopez, Federico M. Garcia, or Freddy, and Aldrin Serrado, signed 22nd of February 2017. Again, are you maintaining that you have no other, ABS-CBN has no other relationship with Amcara Broadcasting Network?
Mr. Chair, we've sold our interest in Amcara sometime in 2019. So for the last almost 2 years, we have not had an interest in Amcara.
And how much did you sell your interest to Amcara?
I'm not familiar with the...
Who purchased Amcara Broadcasting?
The stake that ABS used to have was sold back to the original owners.
They were sold back to the original owners?
Yes po.
And now Attorney Parungaw and Attorney Veloso are the ones standing in for the owners. Am I correct, Mr. Attorney Poblador?
Yes, Your Honor, that's right.
So, you admit now that it was once owned again by ABS-CBN?
At one point, if I remember correctly, ABS had a 49% stake in Amcara po.
Did you ever ask for the permission of Congress regarding your involvement with another franchise?
The way I understand it, Mr. Chair, the permission of Congress is needed if controlling interest is secured.
Or if the actual activity of the franchise itself amounts to usufruct has been done.
But we maintain, Mr. Chair, that this is not a usufruct.
So a block time for 1 year with no other programming but the programming of ABS-CBN is just a block time. It is not usufruct.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
Attorney Poblador, would you subscribe to the same opinion?
Your Honor, that's not considered usufruct because usufruct has a set definition in our civil code. Usufruct is when you enjoy property and your only obligation is to preserve it. In the case of block time, you buy the airtime. And I believe that in the provisional authority, it's stated here that the block time is airtime of 21 hours per day. So it's not 24 hours.
21 hours per day. 21 hours per day.
Yes, 21 hours a day.
Which means all the useful broadcast time of AMCARA is being utilized by ABS-CBN.
On a block time basis, Your Honor.
Well, that's what you say. It's a block time basis. Again, I'd like to call your attention to this because in the BAR tax payments of AMCARA Broadcasting, the address of AMCARA Broadcasting is ABS-CBN compound, Mother Ignacia. Are you still maintaining that ABS-CBN has no involvement with AMCARA?
Ask that Attorney Maxim be recognized.
Sino yan? Sino yan? Attorney?
Attorney Maxim Uy be recognized.
Yes. Okay, sige. Are you gonna answer the question, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, hindi pa po siya na susumpaan lang po.
Can you please administer the oath, Madam Secretary?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before this joint congressional hearing? So help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
But is there any lawyer here who is also a lawyer of AMCARA? Attorney Poblador, Attorney Uy, are you a lawyer of AMCARA?
I'm not a lawyer.
You're not a lawyer of only ABS-CBN kayo?
That's right, Your Honor.
Oh, kayo ho.
I'm with ABS-CBN, Mr. Chair.
Okay, what do you have to answer to? Do you have any answer to the question earlier?
Mr. Chairman, may I request the question be
Attorney
repeated?
Poblador told you to answer the question, so I suppose you know what the question was.
ABS-CBN has no stake in AMCARA. The address that was indicated or read identifying the office address of AMCARA is likely from a document that was during the time when ABS-CBN had a 49% stake in AMCARA. But presently, ABS-CBN no longer has any shareholdings in AMCARA, as was stated earlier.
So in other words, you admit now that you had 49%, you owned 49% of AMCARA. For how long? From what time to what time? Would you please answer this question? Kailan nyo hinawakan ng yung AMCARA?
The ABS-CBN stake was acquired in 1996, Mr. Chairman, and was divested in January 2019.
So for a total of 23 years, ABS-CBN owned AMCARA. 49% of AMCARA Broadcasting.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And until now, may block time arrangement pa rin kayo sa AMCARA Broadcasting, which has Channel 43. The frequency Channel 43 is being utilized by AMCARA. Am I correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Which was lent by NTC to TV Plus to be able to broadcast the digital broadcast under TV Plus. Am I correct?
Channel 43 was assigned to ABS-CBN on a temporary basis during the time when no UHF frequency had yet been assigned to ABS-CBN. However, when Channel 16 was assigned to ABS-CBN in the year 2018, Channel 43 reverted back to AMCARA, Mr. Chairman.
So you don't hold Channel 43 anymore? AMCARA does not hold Channel 43 anymore?
It does, Mr. Chairman.
It still does?
It does, Mr. Chairman. In fact, under the provisional authority issued by the NTC to AMCARA in July 2019, it specifically identifies Channel 43 as the frequency to be used AMCARA for its digital television operations.
So anong makukuha natin dito? para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, ang sabi nyo kanina, ang TV Plus, ang ginagamit nyo ngayon ay block time lang ng Amcara dahil ang frequency ay Channel 43. Tama ba yon? Pero ang nagbenta ng TV Plus ay ang ABS-CBN. Kayo po ang nagbenta ng TV Plus sa mamamayang Pilipino. Tama ho yun?
Set-top box po, tama po.
Set-top box, no?
Tama po.
In TV Plus. Magkano ho ang benta nyo sa TV Plus?
Sa ngayon po, it's, if I'm not mistaken, 1499, I think.
1499. Dati ho, 2,000. 1999 dati yan, di ba?
2499 yata nung nag-umpisa po.
Meron pang 2,500 pa nung simula, di ba?
249, yes po, 2499.
Ilang set ang nabenta ng ABS-CBN?
Nasa 9 million po.
9 million sets. Which means nakabenta kayo ng 18 billion worth.
Iba-ibang presyo po yan, but I guess kung yung tanong po, kumita ba kami sa pagbenta ng set na box? Hindi po kami kumita. We sold those boxes at cost po.
At cost. Wala bang BIR incidents to? Di-report nyo ba sa BIR to? Yung pagbebenta nyo ng set-up box?
Sa BIR. I'm not sure, Mr. Chair, what taxes you refer to, but definitely I think kung sales tax and value-added tax.
VAT.
Sorry, VAT. Opo. VAT.
Nag-report kayo ng VAT dito?
Yes po.
So for 13 billion pesos, nagbayad kayo ng VAT for around 13 to 15 billion pesos, yung equivalent VAT ang binayaran nyo dyan.
I cannot attest to the 13 billion po. I don't have the exact number, but whatever the actual number is, we paid VAT on that, Mr. Chair.
O sige, checkin natin sa BIR yan, no? Kaya ngayon, ang pinag-uusapan po rito, yung relationship nyo sa Amcara, doon ho ko papunta, no? Ang sabi kanina, kaya kayo nakakapag-broadcast ay naka-block time kayo sa Amcara. Na kayo rin ang may-ari ng kalahati, halos kalahati, nung araw. Tama ba yon?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I didn't understand the question.
Kayo rin ang may-ari ng 49% na Amcara Broadcasting for a long time. For 23 years, kayo ang may-ari ng Amcara Broadcasting.
ABS-CBN used to own, yes, Mr. Chairman, 49% of the shareholders.
49%. Tapos, kayo ang gumagamit ng frequency ng Amcara the whole time.
On a block time arrangement, Mr. Chairman, yes.
Eh, ang claim nyo, block time. Pero actually, usufruct ang nakikita namin, hindi sa legal term. Pero sabihin natin, kayo na ang gumagamit ng pasilidad na Amcara.
No, Mr. Chairman. ABS-CBN merely bought the airtime from Amcara. As was stated earlier, the purchase of airtime from a broadcaster is a standard commercial activity.
Ayun ang palusot nyo. Purchase of airtime. Pero actually, gumagamit kayo ng ibang prangkisa at ang nakikinabang sa prangkisang yon ay ABS-CBN dito ho sa Amcara Broadcasting Corporation.
No, Mr. Chairman. ABS-CBN merely buys the airtime from Amcara. And
Sinasabi nyo sa akin, Attorney Uy, hindi kayo nakinabang kahit kailan sa facility na Amcara Broadcasting.
No, Mr. Chairman.
O sige, ang susunod na tanong dyan, siyempre, Mr. Chairman can ask for suspension. 1 minute, Mr. Chairman.
Hearing suspended. Hearing resumed. Sa kaalaman po ng lahat, bago po magtanong si Senior Vice Chairman Boying Remulla, ay nirebyasa po namin yung franchise ng Amcara at mukha pong mag-i-expire na rin ang kanilang prangkisa by July 11 nitong taon na ito. Ituloy niyo po, Congressman Remulla.
Kaya ang tanong po rito, binenta nyo yung shares nyo pabalik sa may-ari dati o sino ang may-ari dati? Kanino nyo binenta yung shares nyo?
The shares were sold to Mr. Rodrigo Carandang. He was the son of the former owner of the shares of stock in Amcara.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman.
so taxes were paid on this transaction? Taxes were paid on this transaction?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So how much did you sell the shares for?
Mr. Chairman, the transaction was a private transaction, and I'd like to request that we not discuss the details of the transaction in public. However,
You're asking for a franchise here. You don't want to answer the question. It's very relevant to your franchise application.
ABS-CBN, pakisagot po ang mga katanungan ni Congressman Remulla.
the shares of stock were sold for consideration of 40 million pesos, Mr. Chairman.
40 million pesos. So nagbayad kayo ng tax para doon.
Taxes, all the taxes that were due were paid, Mr. Chairman.
And who is Attorney Anthony Parungaw to ABS-CBN?
Anthony Porongao is not connected with ABS-CBN.
He is an officer of Amcara.
I do not know, Mr. Chairman.
He is the partner of your internal counsel, Attorney Mario Santos.
Attorney Mario Santos was formerly connected with ABS-CBN, Mr. Chairman, and Mr. Parungao is as I know, a partner in the law office of Mr. Santos.
So, for all intents and purposes, they can be dummies of ABS-CBN. Am I reading this right?
They are not dummies of ABS-CBN, Mr. Chairman.
They work for Amcara. Attorney Veloso and Attorney Parungao work for Amcara.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. So you are denying that there's any other relationship with Amcara except that you owned it, 49% of it for 23 years.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And you did not ask Congress, or you did not notify Congress of this special relationship?
No, Mr. Chairman, as was stated earlier, the requirement under the franchise of Amcara to inform Congress and secure approval is if the controlling interest is transferred.
And until now, the office address of Amcara is still ABS-CBN compound.
No, Mr. Chairman.
So when was this terminated? 2019?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Well, Mr. Chairman, I think that we have arrived at something important here, that one of the practices of ABS-CBN is to utilize another franchise owned by another group of people, and in utilizing the said franchise, legal arrangements were made to layer the transaction. But obviously, ABS-CBN had control over Amcara, even with regards to the manner by which contracts are drawn up for the said block time of Amcara Broadcasting. This is only to prove the point, Mr. Chairman, that the bad faith of ABS-CBN permeates this room right now. They did not truthfully answer the questions of this representation. Hindi ho sila nagsabi ng totoo. Sila po ay nagsinungaling na ang Amcara ay hindi nila naging pag-aari at ito ay hindi na sila ang may-ari ngayon, ngunit sila pa rin ang gumagamit. Parang bahay po yan, Mr. Chairman. Doon sila nakatira sa bahay na yon, yun ang address na yun ang binibigay nila, pero hindi naman sila umuupa, pero andun sila nagbabahay sa bahay na yon. Ano kaya yun, Mr. Chairman? Pare-pareho naman kami abogado rito. Alam po natin, ang gawain po ng mga abogado, pagdating po sa ganito, sila po ang gumagawa ng palusot. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Maraming salamat, Vice Chairman Remulla.
Thank you, Congressman Remulla. Ang susunod na magtatanong si Congressman Alfredo Garbin na nagkaroon ng additional 5 minutes na binigay ni Congressman Inoti. Congressman Garbin.
Hello?
Kong Garbin, narinig ka na.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Yung aking mga katanungan po ay address ko sa NTC, kung nandyan pa po yung NTC. Kasi yung issue natin at hand po dito is yung prangkisa per channel, whether using multiple channels in one franchise without NTC permit is legal. whether ABS-CBN violated the terms of its franchise by offering its TV Plus boxes for a one-time fee, but using its free-to-air signal granted through its franchise at no cost to it. At the same time, yung TV Plus din ho. So, sana ho nandyan pa si Commissioner Cordova to answer my questions.
Yes, Your Honor. Maliwanag po ba?
Ay, maliwanag ho. Salamat, Commissioner. Yung pinag-uusapan ho natin dito, yung prangkisa ng ABS-CBN, which is Republic Act 1766, na nag-expire na nga ho noong May of this year. Tama ho ba?
Yes, Your Honors. It expired po nung last day po niya is May 4, 2020.
Well,
I remember correctly.
that before its expiration, you talk about Republic Act 7966, which was enacted into law on 1995. It granted ABS-CBN a franchise, and the wordings does not use the word channel at all. Tama po ba?
I would have to check that, Your Honors, but the franchise is the best evidence, Your Honor.
Yes, and instead, in the said franchise, the law assigns a frequency, tama po ba? Which can carry a
Your Honor.
single
I think
analog channel but also multiple digital channels into this technology, tama po ba?
yes, Your Honor.
And according to the Department of Information and Communications, Technology Framework of the Digital Terrestrial Television Broadcasting Migration Plan, it's going to be, the digital paves the way for a more efficient use of the frequency since the spectrum used for a single analog standard definition television. Tama po ba?
Actually, Your Honor, i-discuss ko lang po ng konti. Ang nangyari po kasi sa digital, nung pong from analog po kasi, ang hawak po ng bawat broadcaster ay 6 megahertz na frequency. So ngayon po, nung nag-transfer, nung pong nag-adapt tayo ng digital television, they got the same 6 megahertz. So one channel pa rin po ang nabigay sa kanila. But because, Your Honors, of the characteristic po ng digital TV, yung pong kanyang compression ay very efficient, ay nakakapag-produce po siya ng 5 to 6 programs na standard definition. So still one channel, Your Honors, but multiple programs.
Well, tama ho bang sabihin that a single frequency can be used for a multiple channels? Tama po ba yun?
Actually, Your Honor, parang hindi po. Because, one channel, yung pong 6 MHz is one channel. Yung pong bawat palabas po doon, kunwari po 6 na palabas or 5 palabas, yun po ay programs po ang tawag.
Okay. So, doon ho sa prangkisa na ibinigay sa ABS-CBN, Republic Act 7966, is there any provision which prohibits the operations of multiple programs?
I think, Your Honor, nung pong time na in-issue yun, parang wala pa naman po kasing digital TV, so baka po hindi yun na-foresee ng Republic Act 7966.
And in fact, the usage of multiple programs are allowed right now because of the digital platform that paves the way for a more efficient use of the frequency. Tama po ba?
Tama po yun, Your Honors. One single channel, but multiple programs.
Yeah. So, dito naman ho tayo sa whether ABS-CBN violated the terms of its franchise by offering its TV Plus boxes. Nung nasa Senate hearing po kayo, Commissioner, you stated that ABS-CBN could be fined for 200 pesos for introducing KBO service without waiting for its agency's guidelines. Tama po ba?
Tama po, Your Honor. Nabanggit ko po yun.
So, meaning, is that the exact imposition of those violations kung hindi sila sumunod o hindi sila nag-antay doon sa guidelines na inyong prepare o itinadhana para dito sa operation ng TV Plus? Tama po ba?
Actually, Your Honors, marami po kasing way of interpreting it, but Yun po ang basic law, which is the Public Service Act. Ang sabi po doon is 200 pesos per violation. But malinaw po that ABS-CBN ay without us giving the yung pong guidance or yung pong implementing rules on how to do it, at actually nga po, nag-issue kami ng cease and desist order sa kanila, ay yun po ay dapat hindi po nila ginawa. Kung ang eksakto pong computation or ano ay hindi ko po masagot ngayon, but ang amin pong gagamitin doon, kung may nag-file ng kaso, would be the Public Service Act, Your Honors. Of
Pero as of
1936.
now, wala naman ho nag-file ng kaso.
So far, wala naman.
Doon ho tayo sa kapamilya black box. Ano?
Okay.
Is this what we call the KBO? Yun ho ba yung pinag-uusapan natin dito?
Ano po, I think yung pong kapamilya black box is ang ABS po ay nagbenta po ng ang generic term po doon is set-top box. Ang set-top box po kasi, ganito po kasi yun, Your Honors. If you are from analog to digital at ang television mo po ay luma pa, ito po ay analog. Hindi ka pa po nakakabili ng digital ready television, kailangan mo po ng set-top box na magde-decode ng transmission ng digital TV to convert it to analog para po mabasa ng television mo. Yun pong kapamilya yung pong black box ay ganun po.
So in order
yes.
an analog TV set to receive a digital signal, they should have a digital television adapter. Yun ho yung box na yun.
Yun po. Yun siya po ang magbabasa para po mabasa siya po ang magde-decode para po mabasa ng digital, ng analog television.
So, gusto sabihin, yung pagbenta ng digital box na yun, is this a sale of a program or just an accessory? Tama ko ba?
Actually po, ang pagbenta po ng black box or ng set-top box, for that matter, if that is the generic term, ay ano po siya, para ko po nagbebenta ng appliance. Para ko po nagbenta ng television set. Para po, ito may lagay mo sa television set, para pong receiver siya, maikabit mo sa iyong analog TV para matanggap po yung pong digital signal.
So in other words, the sale of the KBO is not prohibited by NTC. Tama po ba?
Yung pong black box in its generic sense ay okay po na makapagbenta ang mga broadcasters or kahit po sinong appliance store like Abenson, like yung pong mga tindahan sa Raon, nagbebenta rin po sila. So the sale of a set-top box is not prohibited by law, Your Honors, to decode the digital signal at maipalabas po ito sa analog TV.
In fact, hindi lang ABS-CBN ang gumagawa nito. I read over the news 2 days ago that one of the biggest network here, the Kapuso Network, also launched their Affordibox. Tama po ba?
Nabasa ko rin po yun, Your Honors.
And that was approved by NTC.
Hindi po kami nag-approve nun, Your Honors, because it's just a sale of, like I said, para po siyang appliance. Receiver.
Appliance. Okay. So, is that valid? Valid ba?
Okay lang po yun. Wala po kami nakikitang problema doon.
Now, on the offering of pay-per-view services, whether ABS-CBN violated the terms of its franchise by offering pay-per-view in TV Plus boxes channels using the free-to-air signal granted through its franchise and at no cost. Now, in the Senate hearing, Justice Secretary Minaro de Guevara told senators that ABS-CBN broadcast franchise authorized the network to introduce pay-per-view feature. He said the phrase commercial purposes in ABS-CBN franchise was broad enough to allow pay-per-view feature. Ano ho ang inyong opinion dito?
Actually, Your Honors, sumulat po sa amin ng, if I remember right, ang KBP, sumulat po din po sa amin ng FICTAP at yung iba po mga channels. So we all sent the letter to ask for the legal opinion of the Department of Justice. So sinabi nga po ng Department of Justice na yun nga daw pong commercial, ang pinagtatalunan po kasi dyan is yung po bang phrase na commercial purposes in Section 1 of, I think lahat naman, almost all franchises have the same phrases, same phrase po, for commercial purposes, is it wide enough to include pay-per-view? Ang sagot naman po ng DOJ ay it is wide enough to include the pay-per-view, yun pong commercial. And kasama daw po nun yung advertisement also. Yun po ang sabi ni Secretary of Justice. But I would just like to clarify also, Your Honors, that a separate department in government, yung pong Office of the Solicitor General, filed a case against this, ito pong pay-per-view na ito, and it was filed through a co-warranto proceeding in the Supreme Court. So actually, Your Honors, wala pa naman pong final na decision on this matter. Maganda nga po sana kung ito ay na-desisyonan sa korte dahil ito po ay justiciable question, but hindi pa naman po, hindi po na-desisyonan ng Supreme Court ito, Your Honor.
Meaning there's no justiciable question. Tama po ba?
Actually po, ay hindi ko pa po nabasa ang Supreme Court decision on the decision laron sa pag-dismiss sa co-warranto, but I think nabanggit po kasi doon, hindi nila tinouch yung detalye. I think, nabasa ko lang po ito sa news, na ano po, moot daw na po itong co-warranto case because wala na ba daw pong franchise sa pag-uusapan dahil nag-lapse na po ito.
And can you consider that there is irregularity in the performance of his official function, the DOJ, given the legal opinion that the pay-per-view texture is valid? Tama po ba?
Well, sa sinabi po ni Secretary of Justice na yun, yun po ang kanyang opinion. So, sa opinion po niya yun, Your Honors.
Yung NTC ho, ano yung ginagawa niyo ngayon doon?
Actually, Your Honors, ganito po yun. Kasi po, medyo mainit po itong topic na ito dahil iba-iba ang ano ng mga partidong apektado dito po. Ang ginawa nga po namin, nilagay po namin sa provisional authority ng ABS-CBN doon po sa kanilang digital TV na wala po munang encryption or conditional access. Ito po yung pay-per-view. Dahil po, kailangan pa namin himayin ito at gumawa po ng kaukulang rules and regulations ito po sa bagay na ito dahil sa aming pagtingin ay mukhang mainit po ito at magkakaroon ng demandahan on this matter. Kaya po, we were very careful. Actually nga po, ang banggit nga po ng KBP noon at ng ABS ay meron po kasi ditong binanggit po ni Mrs. Tamano kanina, dito po sa last paragraph ng DOJ opinion, sabi po, to summarize, it is our opinion that TV broadcasters may be allowed to engage in conditional access or conditional access system CAS. More specifically to offer TV pay-per-view services, provided that it does not amount to CATV service, which shall only be considered as such if it is for purposes of providing multiple channel cable TV service. Actually, Your Honors, ito po kasing part nito, I think ika-clarify pa to dapat ng KBP at ng ABS sa DOJ dahil hindi po namin masyadong makuha pa kung anong ibig sabihin nito pong last paragraph na to. So kung na-clarify po sana ito, that's when we can make a decision and make the rules and implementing rules dito po sa CAS. But in the meantime po, wala pa kami ini-issue. So dapat po sana si ABS ay nag-antay at hindi po muna nag-offer ng pay-per-view sa public.
So meaning, wala pa kayong guidelines na nire-release pagdating sa mga pay-per-view services. Tama po ba?
Wala pa po, Your Honor. Kaya po nakalagay doon sa amin, antayin po dapat nila at ng iba po mga broadcasters, yun pong guidelines na i-issue po ng NTC.
But if there is no regulation, would you consider that there's a violation of any law or an activity that is not being regulated? Would you consider that there's a violation if it is not regulated?
Actually, Your Honors, medyo specific po kasi ang nilagay namin sa aming provisional authority na maganda po ay antayin po muna nila. Huwag po muna mag-offer hanggat wala pong ini-issue na regulations. Otherwise, Your Honors, baka tama po ang sinasabi nyo, but malinaw po sa condition namin, number 4, page 7, the use of conditional access system or DTTV services shall be subject to such conditional access guidelines that the Commission or any other relevant government agency may hereafter issue. So since wala pa po, Your Honors, dapat po sana ay nag-antay po sila.
Now, how do you consider Netflix and the Spotify? Kasi parang ganun yung nature nila, di ba? Pay-per-view.
Ano po naman, hindi po. Because ito po kasing Netflix at sa Spotify ay hindi po naman dumadaan sa frequency na binigay po ng gobyerno. Ang Netflix po at Spotify ay dumadaan po sa World Wide Web. So, parang borderless po yan, nakakapasok po sa iba't ibang bansa na hindi po dumadaan dun sa mga regulators. Yun po ang isang problema na nakikita namin dyan. But, hindi po siya pareho dahil nga po yung Netflix po at yung pong Spotify ay hindi naman po dumadaan sa frequency na binigay po ng gobyerno.
Now, assuming that ABS-CBN offered pay-per-view in the previous or their previous activities prior to the issuance of the NTC guidelines, then what would be the penalty, if anything?
Actually, Your Honors, ano po yan, tadaan po kami sa hearing at hindi ko po, I cannot speculate right now, Your Honor, because kailangan po namin pag-aralan at tignan. But definitely po, dapat po yun ay hindi po nila ginawa. That is a violation po nung kanilang provisional authority, Your Honor.
And in fact, wala pa kayong basihan kung ano yung sanction, kung ano yung imposition, because you don't have any regulations or guidelines that has been provided for.
Actually, Your Honors, ang aming pong gagamitin would be the Public Service Act of 1936, Your Honors.
Yung sinasabi nyong at most is 200 pesos yung penalty.
Per violation po.
Per violation po. And sa tingin nyo, sa ilang beses na nagkaroon ng pay-per-view ang ABS-CBN, meron mo ba kayong record o reklamo na karoon sila ng pay-per-view?
Wala po kaming record, Your Honor, kung paano po yun, at saka ilang boxes na po ang nabenta, kung ilang sunod-sunod, kung kailan po ba nabenta yon. So, that would be a factual, ano po yan, determination of fact, bali mangyayari po yan, determination of facts, Your Honor, in a proper quasi-judicial proceeding.
Salamat, Commissioner. Na doon tayo sa mga unang diskusyon at issue na na-discuss kanina bago pa itong issue on TV Plus, issue on multiple channels, and issue on the black box. And that the issue on franchise that is pending before the House of Representatives and the Senate, and the same expired. Tama po ba? Di ba maraming instances na gano'n? Di ba? Tama po ba?
Yung po mga pending, meron po nangyaring gano'n before, Your Honor.
And in fact, yung prangkisa na kung saan nag-expire while the same is pending before the House of Representatives, based on the common practice by your commission, you allow them to continue. Tama ho ba? So,
May nangyari pong gano'n, Your Honor.
Can you enumerate?
Wala lang po akong listahan, but I would remember some like, I think CBCP po ata, CBCP, and then Vanguard. Meron pong listahan niya, Your Honor. So we can submit it to the committee if you so wish.
Kasi kami, nung nag-umpisa kami dito ng hearing, we promised to have a fair, impartial, and comprehensive hearing. And when we speak of fair, we also want to accord those practices, common practices, or precedents that was accorded to those franchise applicants who filed their franchises on time and were accorded those common practice as observed by the previous Congresses. In fact, I have some of the list here in the 16th Congress, 17th, and the 18th Congress. Ito, yung mga nag-expire na prangkisa, kasama na dyan yung ABS-CBN, which expired on May 4, yung ABS-CBN Convergence, March 3, or March 17 of this year, and then the Sky Cable, May 4 din, the Cruise Telephone Company, now in the Senate level. Tama ba? Are you aware of this?
I have to check, Your Honors.
The Satellite Broadcasting Incorporated expired on March 30, and now in the House Committee level, the Bright Star Broadcasting Network that expired on March 26, 2017. But its franchise was approved on October 30, 2018, or there was a lapse of 583 days before it was approved. But you never closed the said establishment. Tama po ba?
I don't remember closing Bright Star, Your Honors.
The Catholic Bishop Conference of the Philippines, which took 626 days before the same was approved. A new republic was approved in the grant of the franchise. And the World Broadcasting Corporation, ganun din ho. Tama po ba?
I would have to check, Your Honors, pero meron po mga naglaps na ganyan na tumuloy naman po sa Congress.
I can marami pa akong pwede enumerate. But as I was saying here, that is a common practice. And when it comes to renewal of expiration of franchise, we allow for them to operate provided that an application for renewal has been filed within the same Congress. Tama po ba? Yun yung dating stand doon, di ba? And in
Ganun
fact,
po ang nangyari.
yun yung commitment nyo sana sa Kongreso. Tama po ba?
Nabanggit ko po yun, Your Honors.
And ang yun lang naman na the only difference, as you were saying, is that in the case of ABS-CBN, there was a pending case before the Supreme Court.
Yes,
Yun
the co-warranto case was filed, Your Honors.
But the co-warranto case had already dismissed by the Supreme Court. Tama po ba?
I think it was, yes, Your Honor, I think it was dismissed if hindi ko pa po nakitang desisyon. Ang sabi po kasi doon, because yun nga po, yun pong kanyang franchise ay expired already.
And you and the Commission, whenever a franchise expired and the application was filed on time, yung expiration, you always consider it not as a denial of the franchise pending the deliberation in Congress. Tama po ba? While it is being deliberated in Congress, you don't consider it as a denial dahil you allow them to continue to operate. Tama po ba?
Yes, pending po siya.
And kanina, may na-mention that it does violate or diminish the power of Congress. To me, it's not. Because that's a common practice. And does not violate or diminish the power of Congress regarding the franchises under the Constitution. Kasi at the end of the day, pagbobotohan din ho ng committee. Tama po ba? At ng plenaryo.
Well, I subject to the wisdom of Congress on that matter, Your Honors.
Salamat, Commissioner Cordova. Mr. Chair, wala na rin akong tanong sa ating duty commissioner. Salamat po.
Salamat.
Tapos na po ako sa isyong ito.
Maraming salamat, Kong Mervin. Tama-tama, i-remind pa lang kita na time ka na. Next, magtatanong si Congresswoman Sol Aragones na binigyan ng karagdagang oras din ni Congressman Rufus Rodriguez at ni Congresswoman Arlene Brosas. So meron pong total na 15 minutes po si Congresswoman Sol Aragones. Kong Sol?
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. Karamihan sa aking mga katanungan ay naitanong na kanina. Bagamat may mga karagdagang tanong po tayo para sa higit na paglilinaw, para higit na maunawaan ng mga ating mga kababayan. Ano po? I would like to address my question to Commissioner Gamaliel Cordova. Magandang hapon po, sir.
Magandang hapon po, Madam.
Ang unang katanungan ko po sa inyo, Mr. Cordova, who issued the order in 2014 directing TV stations to migrate from analog to digital signal? Isn't it the government itself that ordered this?
Tama po, Your Honors. It's a government initiative po. Ang dahilan po kasi niyan ay yun po kasing mga analog na mga equipment ay itinitigil na po ang pag-produce. So, ang nangyari po, dapat po lahat ng pong mga jurisdictions ay pumunta na po sa digital.
Maraming salamat po. As regards to the issue of one franchise, one channel, thus the franchise of ABS-CBN under Republic Act number 7966 that was issued in 1995 ever mention the term channel in its text?
I would have to check, Your Honors, but I think the franchise is the best evidence of that, Your Honors.
Okay. Isn't it correct that the term that was used there was frequency and not channel?
Nabanggit po kanina, Your Honor.
Okay. Hence, the franchise does not involve channels, but frequency, correct?
I think, Your Honors, tama po kayo, yung pong frequency na yun po yung 6 megahertz na dati pa pong ginagamit sa analog. Sa analog broadcast.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, isn't it true that ABS-CBN has only had one frequency sa panahon po na ito ay umi-ere pa?
I think ang ABS-CBN po kasi, Your Honors, is national franchise po siya, and because of that, iba't ibang lugar po ay meron siyang mga tig 6 megahertz na channel.
Okay.
So hindi lang po isa but multiple, but ano po 'yon? Ang pagbigay po kasi ng frequency or ng channel is per area, Your Honor.
Okay. So, sir, would you agree with me that all of ABS-CBN 6 channels, namely ABS-CBN, Sports and Action, DZMM Teleradyo, Knowledge Channel, Cinemo, and Yay, which were broadcast through TV Plus, used only that one frequency that was issued to it?
I'm not familiar with the programs, Your Honor, but kung yun po ang programs na laman ng iisang 6 megahertz, then that is correct, Your Honor. Okay naman po yun. It's okay to use 6 megahertz, which is one channel, to provide 6 programs dahil yun po ang karakteristik ng digital television.
Opo. Kasi po ang sinasabi natin ngayon ay ang salitang programa at hindi channel. Pero noon po, ang tawag po natin dito ay channel at hindi programa. So, ang sinasabi po natin, tama ho ba na sabihin natin na hindi kinakailangan ng tigi-tigisa na franchise ang bawat 6 na channels na ginagamit ng ABS-CBN dahil ito naman ay sakop ng isang frequency na ipinagkaloob ng NTC? Tama ho ba yung pagkakaunawa ko, sir?
Tama po yun, Your Honor. I-explain ko lang din po ng konti, ganito po kasi yun. Noon po kasing analog ay 6 MHz ang binigay, and for purposes po na madali po ang transition from analog to digital, ay 6 MHz din po ang binigay. Ngayon po, that is the practice worldwide. Kung sa ibang bansa po ay 6 MHz sa analog, binibigay din po yung 6 MHz sa digital. Ang dahilan po noon is sa standard definition po, magkakaroon ka ng 6 sa ngayon. Pero darating po kasi ang time, it's possible na ang hihingin po ng taong bayan is HD or high definition. So maaari po yan maging 2 na lang na programa. And maaari din po, pagdating ng panahon, ang hingi na po ng taong bayan is 4K. Yun po sa Japan ngayon ay dinedevelop ang 4K. Ang ating pong digital platform ay Japanese. Doon po ay isa na lang na programa ang kayang bitbitin ng 6 MHz na yun pag nag 4K na.
So, ibig sabihin po, Commissioner, sumasang-ayon po kayo na tama po ang ating pag-unawa at pag-unawa din ng iba na kung meron kang 6 na channels o sinasabi niyo ay programa, gaya ng mga programang kung aking nabanggit, hindi niyo kinakailangan ng bawat isa ay mayroong prangkisa dito dahil ito naman ay sakop na ng isang frequency na ibinigay para sa lahat. Ibig sabihin, na-cover na po niya lahat. Kayo ba ay sumasang-ayon doon?
Tama po, Your Honor.
Ibig kong sabihin, wala akong naging violation ang ABS-CBN dahil ito po ang ginawa at pinractice nila nung sila ay nasa eri po. Tama po ba?
Insofar as 6 programs in one channel is concerned, Your Honor, okay po yun.
So wala ho silang na-violate sa usapin na yun?
Wala.
Okay, salamat po. In the 4 years that ABS-CBN was broadcasting through TV Plus with its 6 channels, kaugnay ho na sinabi ko kanina, did the NTC ever order it to cease and desist?
Your Honor, ano po, banggitin ko po, para po hindi magulo, tawagin po natin silang 6 programs in one
Okay,
channel.
6 programs.
Opo.
Pero ito ba ay na-correct at a certain point na program, so ang tamang na terminolohiya dito at hindi channel? Ito ba ay nagkaroon ng guidelines na bago para pulinawin ito?
I think, Your Honor, maganda po. Mamaya, matanong natin ang aming head ng broadcast services sa technical po. Meron po kasing KBP standard na maaari po niyang ipakita. KBP broadcast code po yun, tsaka standards. Nandun po yung 6 MHz na one channel.
O, isa pong bagay din yun na makakatulong na para mas malinaw ang pagkaunawa natin sa isyong ito at sa usaping ito. Nais ko lang po malaman, meron ho bang inilabas na IRR o Implementing Rules and Regulations ang NTC kaugnay ng usapin po ng TV Plus at kailan po ito?
TV Plus, are you referring po ba dun sa, ano po, yun pong sa pay-per-view? Tama po ba?
Sa ano po, sa box?
Okay. Yun pong sa box, Your Honors, I think nag-issue po kami ng implementing rules doon. Noon pong, ano po yun, isang buong implementing rules po yun on how to implement the Japanese digital television dito po sa atin. I think that was, hindi ko lang po maalala kung anong taon yung 2014 or 2015 po ata.
Okay. So, isang bagay lang po, bilang pagtatapos, ano po, Commissioner Gamaliel Cordoba, sana ho ay magkaroon po ng kalinawan yung terminolohiya pagdating sa usapin ng ito ba ay tawag ay channel o programa. Pero sa kabila nito, ang isang bagay yung malinaw sa napag-usapan natin ngayong hapong ito, na kapag pinag-usapan ang anim na channel, pero sinasabi nyo ngayon ay programa kung saan nakapaloob yung anim na programa na nabanggit ko kanina, ito ay hindi kinakailangan ng hiwa-hiwalay na prangkisa dahil sakop na ito ng isang frequency na ipinagkaloob ng NTC sa ABS-CBN. Maraming salamat po, Commissioner Cordoba. Yun lamang po, Mr. Chair, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat po, Kong Sol. Ang next po ay si Deputy Majority Leader Mikey Arroyo.
Salamat po. Hello.
Mikey, please proceed po.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask a few questions from Commissioner Cordova, if possible.
Yes, Your Honors. Salamat po.
Commissioner, just to follow up on the questioning of Congressman Garbin. So from my understanding, with your whole conversation with Congressman Garbin, dun po sa sa franchise application po ng ABS-CBN, is it correct to surmise that the usage of the digital receiver or the black box is neither disallowed specifically or allowed specifically? Am I correct?
Yun pong, Your Honor, yun pong paggamit po ng set-top box ay maaari po yun, Your Honor.
So maaari pong gamitin yung black box ayon po sa kanilang franchise application dati po. Tama po?
Ano po, para pong ano po yun, actually po ang black box po or the generic name set-top box ay kailangan po kasi, Your Honors, para yun pong digital signal na ay ma-decode po ng black box at or set-top box at mapanood po sa analog TV na luma po, Your Honors.
Okay, so when they started operating that, is it true that from your conversations with the other interpolators, there were no specific guidelines yet, or hindi na kailangan tong guidelines na to dahil sabi mo naman hindi naman po bawal?
Actually, Your Honors, doon po sa pag-uusap namin ni Congressman Garbin ay nabanggit ko po na meron po kasing isang parte na dapat po ay antayin muna ng ABS-CBN. Kung sana po ay lahat po nung programa nila, kung ilan man po yun, 5 hanggang 6, ay hindi po nila pinapa-pay-per-view, ay wala pong problema. Ang problema po kasi, I think meron po doon, hindi ko lang po alam ilan specifically, ay ginawa po nilang pay-per-view. Ibig pong sabihin, yung pong televiewer ay kailangan pong magbayad. So, since binanggit po namin sa provisional authority na wag muna ninyong gagawin yan at ginawa pa rin po nila, then that is a violation of the provisional authority that we gave, Your Honors.
Also, the mere fact that I didn't wait for the complete guidelines which were supposed to issue at that time